definitely use the support. So why don't we say hello? We've been hanging out with you a little bit, so why don't we say hello to our cast and crew who's gonna make up our brave adventurers in the Deadly Dungeon Delve for kids today. Let's go around the wheel real quick. Have everyone introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are and where you come from, and then who you are going to be playing. I got a hair on my tongue. Tonight. And thank you so much, Geek Space TV and Anna, for the host. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us. If someone, Shad or Judo, if you guys could throw a shout out for Geek Space TV and Anna Geeks, that would be amazing. Let's start all the way, on that side of the screen with Megan.
Hello, so I'm Dr. Megan Connell. I'm a psychologist and therapeutic dungeon master. I run 2 therapy D&D groups in Charlotte, North Carolina, out of Southeast Psych. And I also DM Clinical Role, where a bunch of other psychologists who all use D&D therapeutically play Dungeons & Dragons together. And we have our next game this Sunday. So
fantastic. That is a subject, by the way, that I am supremely curious about. The whole D&D as rehab and all that stuff.
It's a blast to use. I actually use it mostly with kids. So I have one group is mostly kids on the autism spectrum, and we're working on social skills and social development. And then the other group is all girls, and we're focused on empowerment through play. So that one's a lot of fun.
Fantastic. And who are you playing today?
I am playing Willow. She's a Filbrog druid who is from the Department of Environmental Safety.
Fantastic. And under her, of course, we have the innumerable Lauren, who's hanging out with us.
Hi, my name's Lauren. You can call me Random Tuesday. I now stream a lot more RPGs on the internet than I thought was possible. You can find me in a bunch of places, including on Geek Space TV, on Roll For It, and every so often on my own channel. And when I'm not doing RPGs, I cosplay, and I craft, and yeah, I hang out. I feel like, Megan, if you haven't heard of Wheelhouse Workshops or
oh yeah, the Adams are the Adams are 2 of my players. Yeah.
They're very cool. Yes, they're based out of Seattle, so I get to hang out with them sometimes. I am playing, what am I doing? I am playing Susan Lightheart. She is a halfling ranger she's also a health and safety inspector.
Fantastic. Look, and of course, on the other side of the screen, hanging out up in the top corner, we have Darcy joining us today. How's it going?
Hello, I'm really, really excited for this. So I haven't gotten to play D&D since the end of my Curse of Strahd campaign, where I was a broody half-orc warlock who made a bad deal. And so I have a lot of feels about D&D lately. And so I'm coming back. So in my IRL life, I'm the community relations coordinator for Monty Cook Games. So we all love gaming, and we don't get to do enough of it because we're spending too much time trying to help gamers out. So I'm really excited to get to play in the player seat today. So I guess, and my cat is Chewy. He's going to be like a major event in this game, I think. But my character today is going to be, I'm Skip Stormcloud. Yeah, I'm here from the Office of Ghost Investigation, and we're here to make sure that all your undead are up to spec, okay? So I'm going to be an undead speaking cleric coming somewhere from Minnesota, I think.
I love it. I also want to see what the code for undead is. Like, what's the...
Right. What are the parameters we need to find here today? We'll find out.
Oh my god. And last but not least, we have hanging out with us the Margaret Crone. How's it going?
Hi. I'm excited. I'm this week has been madness, but I'm really excited to play. This actually makes it so I'm playing 7 campaigns in a day.
Sounds like my week. Yeah, I know how that feels.
But yeah, so if you guys haven't checked out any of my stuff before, I work in the game industry as well. I work for NC Soft, and I do all the online video media content management stuff for them. So if you've seen videos or live streams, you probably might have touched it. Just a little, just a tip. And then I also do a ton of tabletop gaming on like a bunch of channels. Like I said, I'm on a bunch. So I play with Lost Initiative Show, Roll For It, and then here, I guess, as well as on Delric's channel and over at my channel. I do lots of crafty stuff. I do cosplay and gaming and all kinds of madness. So yeah. And today I'm going to be playing Dilly O'Dally the Third. She is a little rock gnome rogue, and I'm so excited to play her. She's adorable, and she's coming to you from the Bureau of Traps and Puzzles.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we have what is promising to be a fantastic little game for you. And let's go ahead and let's just dive right into things and set the scene. Or before we do that, I feel like I should probably let everyone know, if you guys are just joining us for the first time, we are, of course, this is our first game that's kicking off our month of DICEMBER, an entire month of charity Dungeons and Dragons here on the Exploding Dice channel, to help out St. Jude's Research Hospital for Kids. So that means all of the donations that go through our Tiltify campaign are going to be going directly to St. Jude's, and of course, in service of that, we are going to be playing tons and tons of one-shots. Not just the 4 main games that are going to be happening every Friday, but of course, amazing people like Grant and Darcy and some other awesome community friends have teamed up to help us expand this to the point where we now have, aside from just the 4 games we're running on Fridays, nearly 20 other one-shots that are going to be happening over the course of the month, raising money for the kids here, and you guys can come and enjoy all of it. And of course, every dollar here is going to St. Jude's, and you guys can help, get involved, you can donate, you can see all the things that you can get right above, you can interact with the game in various ways, help make things either easier or harder on our players, and just make things even more mad. And that's really all I have to say about that. I don't have any other way I can sum it up. So let me turn this music down just a bit. Let's settle into and set the scene here. It is or in this world, this kind of fantasy world that we find ourselves in. It has been about 70 or so years since the party of brave adventurers made a name for themselves. They went into the mountains, they quested across the highest peaks, and at the end of their journey, they slew the grave lich that was plaguing the countryside, raising undead and just making things not pleasant for all of the residents. And with the great lich defeated, I mean, there was not a whole lot of grand evil left to slay. There was no one really rising to take his place. But also at the same time, they, as is prone to happen with the rise of these sort of famous adventurers, everyone else decided to take up adventuring. And so with all this kind of saturation of adventurers, the actual evil to slay sort of began to dwindle, and adventurers just kind of began to get a little bit bored. But in this time of prosperity and wealth and no evil that was rampaging and destroying all of the towns, that led to the companies, the businessmen, the smart and savvy merchants rising up and making their fortunes, not just trading, but also selling entertainment and leisure. Because what happens when you don't have a lot of evil to kill? Well, you have a lot of free time to kill. And so, as is certainly the case, eventually years passed, and the first adventure theme park popped up. This is naturally a place for those people who called themselves adventurers but didn't really have anyone to go out and slay or smite in the name of justice. A place to go and spend some money and also, take pictures of themselves with an orc that they fought or something like that. The park has been open for a while, but news has been traveling around that the investors in the park, the big shadowy figures that are running it, were working on a grand attraction that has been kept kind of secret for the last few years. You, of course, are all you are all not really what you would call adventurers, but you are all seasoned bureaucrats working in various departments in the government or the local municipality, keeping track of things that are going on around and making sure that everything is up to standards. Nothing is sort of either falsely advertised or just mishandled, and everything is right and ready for the adventurers to take part in. And so the as rumors abound of this project being delayed, you were all called in to this secret part of the theme park. You were kind of led by the security guards through the kind of the plywood walls that is blocking off this big section of the park. And as you all arrive, it's up to you whether you guys arrive sort of together as a group or whether you arrive one by one. You are led into, like, there's a building that is still under construction. It's a very, very big building. It's actually constructed to look like a castle. And in front of it, you see a group. Some of them are like construction workers, foremen, and kind of teamsters. Some of them are dressed kind of in like nobles and merchants' clothes that are sitting around. And they seem to be arguing a bit. You are led up to this group as they're sort of talking. And this is who you're going to be introduced to. You assume that this is probably the park's owners, the people who have hired you or called you in for this job. And so as you arrive one by one, I guess why don't you give us a quick rundown of what your character looks like and kind of how they arrived to this park or to this meeting. And we'll start with Willow.
So Willow, she's rather tall. She stands at about 8.5 feet tall. She likes to be natural, so she has a lot of like bark and things in her hair, and her skin is a very kind of natural color. She does tend to disguise herself as like an elf when she's in public, but right now she's just out full brog. And hempen clothing, all kind of natural. She often will have like little mice and birds that are living in her hair and stuff too. And she would have come here to make sure that there's no poisons or oozes or things like that that are going to be poisoning the land around her.
Are these mice and birds alive?
Yes.
Okay. different vision,
No,
might
she
smell different.
likes to keep small creatures like around her all the time.
Basically,
So she's
Snow
a
White.
Disney princess, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I was like, she's Snow White.
Only smelly. And probably hasn't bathed recently.
All right. What about Susan?
Susan arrives early, probably earlier than anyone else. She is there on time. She is exactly 2 feet, 11.5 inches tall and weighs 42.3 pounds. She is an older halfling with her hair pulled back. It's some flecks of gray in it into a tight bun. She wears a lot of like grays and blacks clothing, clearly practical, designed for moving around in a space if needed, but without any flair or pomp or circumstance. She has a clipboard in her hand and a pen or a quill and ink, just sort of tapping it as she waits for everyone to show up. You can see, though, in one of her pockets, it seems to be squirming a little bit, and every so often a small weasel, which compared to her is actually quite large, will pop its head out and like scamper around her neck and then go into her other pocket.
Fantastic. What about Skip?
Skip comes onto the scene with this leather jacket with a big lightning bolt on the back, and so you think the camera zooms in first on the jacket, and then
the cat like real close up, and then he walks away from the camera.
Exactly, and you so this person's kind of androgynous, sort of got a mixture of characteristics. Skip's a she, but has got this big leather jacket, very like butch, and got this hair pulled back. Kind of dark features, darker skin, dark hair, and hair pulled back and buzzed on the sides, and just looks like kind of haggard, right? So Skip's got, they've got a maul slung across their back and a shoulder on the other side. They've got a big long necklace with sort of this glowing kind of gray blue stone. And they've got their hands sort of shoved in their pockets, and they don't like the look of this place at all. They're kind of, smirking at it and walking toward the owners.
Awesome. And last but not least, Dilly. How does Dilly arrive on the scene?
I imagine that Dilly arrives almost pretty evenly with Susan, probably, because Dilly's pretty diligent. She is 2 feet, though. She's much shorter, I suppose, and 30 pounds. She's got like this crazy red hair that's a little wild. And she has like a little bandana that's like tied to it that looks kind of like something you'd see that merchants wear or something of that sort. And she has more light armor, nothing like heavy or leathery or anything like that. So, she has like a bunch of like tools that are strapped around her waist, and some of them look like there might be like little gadgets and stuff that like frills that are coming out, and she's just carrying a lot of like random junk. It looks like junk to probably most people, but for her, it's not junk. Everything has its thing, and it has a task, and so she kind of arrives, and she's just kind of looking around for who she's supposed to be looking for.
All right. And as you kind of are led into and this gate is closed behind you, you see one man who's in sort of a tailored like tunic with like a a lapel and all that. He turns to you. He kind of like waves someone off from behind him. He says, "Yes, you are the inspectors that I called for. Is that correct? How many did we call for 4? Really? Do I have to pay for all of them?" No.
You'll be sent a receipt and an invoice from the department after we conclude our inspection.
Right. Make sure you file the tax paperwork. I want to be able to write all of this off. This is yes. He kind of like is giving instructions to like a little gnome next to him who's kind of like hastily writing in a book, and he says, well, hello. My name is Giles. Giles. I'm the parks manager here, and we, there was a bit of a problem. You see, we are getting ready to open our newest attraction. It is called Karnarak, the Lich's Citadel. And he kind of like gestures to like an unfinished sign that's being put above the skull shaped doorway. He says, it's not done yet, but you see, well, the problem is some of our workers have not come back from setting up some of the things inside, and that unfortunately triggered a little bit of an investigation. We had to delay things, and we will not be able to open until we get signed off that everything is in working order and is up to standard. So, I needed experts here, and you were all from various bureaus that we have to check boxes off of. It's paperwork. It's the sooner we can get this over with, the sooner that we can all get back to our lives, and the park can open again, and we can forget all of those little incidents that happened last week.
Skip lunges forward and grabs Jarls Jarls is his name?
Yes.
By the, jacket or whatever.
And
leans in. Yes. Now, Jarls, let me level with you. I don't like anything about this. I think it's disrespectful to the people who came before us. I think it's irreverent of the dead. But I'm sent here to do a job, and I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to leave any of these boxes unchecked. I'm not going to leave until all of those I's are dotted, and no amount of your sniveling is going to change that. Just so we understand each other.
Skip, man, calm down, dude. Okay.
Right.
During all this talking, Willow's just been kind of like half wandering around, listening and kind of nodding to herself.
He kind of like pulls himself a little bit away from your grip. He says, "Right. There. Has anyone told you there's a complimentary lunch in it?"
Every time he says something, Susan just writes it down.
Do we have any other questions? Anything?
How many casualties were there?
Well, that depends how you define casualty.
How many missing persons reports did you file?
Technically 3.
And
So, like, how many
untechnically,
were
how
not
many did you
filed?
file?
Well, one of them had 2 heads, so I don't know if it counted as 1 or 2.
I'll need copies of those reports.
Calvin, go. Get the folder. No, not the clipboard, the folder. Yes. He kind of shouts to the gnome, and the gnome kind of scurries off. And he sort of comes back with sort of like a stack of paperwork. They look like personnel reports.
Excellent, thank you. She like files them away. And you were saying, is this site completely new, or is this site built on the grounds of something else?
Well, the whole park is built on we pride ourselves on authenticity here, so we purchased the land around this ancient tomb, and we have of course built it up, rebuilt it to its what we think it might have looked like 1,000 years ago or so. It's a point of pride, actually. It's cost a lot of money.
Skip, how are you with hauntings?
Skip cracks their fingers. This shouldn't be too difficult, I think. Now, unless there's artifacts of the old Lich King, of course. Now, we'd be dealing with a whole other sort of tomfoolery if that's the case. But I'm certain such fine gentlemen as yourselves wouldn't have missed such an obvious first step.
We have thoroughly checked the grounds, and I assure you that the things inside are only the things that we have constructed. Everything was cleaned out long before we began putting in the actual rooms.
And where'd you put like all the cleaned out stuff?
Those went to storage.
Where's storage?
Well, we have a warehouse. It's a mile and a half away.
Is that stuff like safe for the plants and everything around? Like, is it?
I don't know.
Like, dude, that's what you need to like.
We're going to need to file reports for additional inspections of your storage facility, but that's not what we're here for today. We're going to note that. Goodness me. Filing artifacts without proper inspection, that's how you get oozes. Do you want oozes?
Well, I mean, we have a few. They're perfectly tame, I promise you.
Dude, man, do you know what happens when like the oozes get into the swamps?
Can't say I do. Would you like to go inside? As you see, I have a very important meeting that I have to get to in. I'm very, very late. And he says the door is right this way. Just whatever you need to see, whatever you need to visit, just take your time and then find me afterwards. With your report, and then we can get everything sorted out. We really do need to launch very soon. It's cost a lot of money.
I didn't want to interrupt, but while he was talking and whatnot, what is like he look like himself?
He is a very thin, kind of like an elven man. Very close, kind of like slicked back black hair. Kind of pointed ears. Very fitted, tailored sort of tunic-looking suit.
Did he have anything else on him, or was he just...
He looks kind of like a businessman. I mean, he's not decked out like an adventurer or anything. Like, he's not wearing jewelry or anything like that.
Sorry, should I translate that question as, does he have anything I can steal on him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you're more than welcome to roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Rogues!
This character, she doesn't have a advantage or disadvantage thing.
It automatically rolls it unless you check otherwise. So a 17. You kind of like peek around the back, and you can see he clearly has a wallet in his back pocket. He also on his on his chest area has like a gold pocket watch chain. And he appears to have a gold ring.
Hmm.
Go for the wallet.
I want the pocket watch.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check. So you attempt to steal it from him. You
Willow's gonna wander over, seeing her friend kind of get close to him, and drop one of the mice down the back of his shirt.
roll me a stealth check.
Oh,
Nice.
I have fast hands too.
What's up?
She wasn't trying to be stealthy about it. It was just...
Oh no! Oh no!
Give me 1 second, as I forgot to put the dice on screen. There we go. Whoop, no.
If anyone
Properties.
watches Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Detective Rosa Diaz is kind of who I'm thinking, with the leather jacket,
Oh yeah.
which her up
Yeah.
even more, and that's who.
I got
like,
so
that's what
spoiled by Tumblr on what happened.
I know, but also my heart. So it's hard.
I don't know where to put this. We'll put that right there. Okay, so Willow, you attempt to drop the thing down his back, fail miserably. Like the rat just kind of like flips around in your hand and just kind of goes flying like flying past him, lands on the ground, kind of looks at you, gives you a little bit of a, and then runs off.
It's cool.
What's it called? Dilly, you sort of yes, you basically attempt to, like, as he's talking, you attempt to sort of just slide your hand into the breast pocket of his thing to pull out the pocket watch, but he kind of like, as your hand is kind of approaching, he's just gonna kind of look at you and say, "Can I help you?"
Just was looking. Wanted to see what time it was.
He says, "Oh well, it's." He kind of pulls out the pocket watch. He says, "It's a little past noon, and I have a meeting 5 minutes ago. So, how long will you need inside?"
As long as it takes, I'm afraid.
Very well.
Aberrations, they find a way.
She's got a lot of paperwork, man.
Very well. He says, just tell them you have a coupon at the food court if you to claim your lunch. I will of course be in my meeting. If you need anything, just ring this bell, and you'll call my gnome. He will come and assist you.
Dilly snatches the bell right away.
So do you
And then
guys?
to test it, she rings it.
He just kind of like, yeah, yes.
Oh, just making sure it works.
Okay. He looks a little bit haggard. So at this point, do you guys want to? The doors are kind of open for you into this dark sort of chamber beyond in the first room of this dungeon thing. Do you guys want to go in?
Let's go.
Of course.
All right.
Sure.
Of course, I'd like a snack first.
From who?
So she just takes whatever. I don't know what's available as a snack, but something that she can grab and take on the go.
Well, they don't have. No, he told you you can get lunch at the food court later.
Oh, I have to go to the food court.
Yeah. He doesn't have food here.
Oh, okay. I thought that's where we were going, and then
Is there
No,
cart
you're
with
no, you're
rats
literally
on a
right
stick?
outside the door of the dungeon, the fake dungeon.
Are there
Oh,
any
okay.
branded gummy worms or anything here? I guess that's the gift shop. We need to find the gift shop.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there might be a gift shop at the end.
then
You have to
If
exit
it's
through
out of the
gift
way.
shop.
Through the gift shop, yeah. Okay, so as you guys make your way into the thing, Jesus Christ. Oh, I have to go through these donations now. Okay, so let's dole these out because you guys are entering the dungeon. First of all, Tahad's donated another $100. What the fuck?
Thank
Wow.
you. Gosh.
Oh my god, he says 10 inspirations to be pooled for the players. So you guys have 10 inspirations that you can use. Tahad's donated $90. He says a magic item for the kitty, one for Willow, and one for Skip. So you guys are gonna go ahead and roll me on let me see. I don't know how many are here. Just roll me a D120 on the magic item table. and let me know what you get. Then, of course, we have an you guys should probably mark these down. An inspiration for Lauren from Archaeos, who donated $10. Levy. So you guys we're going to do 3 wild magic surges per character.
My
and then,
God.
I believe Lauren has, then you say 2 nat 20s for each player from Finley Shards. Another inspiration and a magical surge for Lauren.
Okay. Okay.
Another magical item. Oh, God. There's a lot of fucking stuff here. Kill me now. Okay, so, I guess why don't we get everyone rolling me a D120 on the magic item table, and we'll dole those out, because these are probably the stuff that you guys were sent here. So let's go around let me know what you got.
102.
102. You have a staff of thunder and lightning.
That's not gonna go poorly.
Sorry, I'm being stupid.
Who else has got one?
I rolled a 14 for Skip, but it was 1 for the cat as well. Is that?
Yep, I think so. Yeah.
Well, the cat rolled a 120, so.
Okay, so Skip has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Skip has a +2 armor, and the cat rolled a what?
120.
A wand of lightning bolts.
Oh God.
Oh God. Too perfect.
Who else has got one for me?
I rolled a 41.
That is going to give you a ring of swimming.
Okay.
Hope this one.
And what about you, Maggie?
I didn't have any.
Yes, everyone got magic items.
Oh, okay. It's 1D120?
Yeah.
52.
52. You have an immovable rod.
Oh, nice.
All right. And then we're going to do these one by one. We're going to say this is happening just as you guys enter the doorway. I need everyone to roll me a D10,000 for the wild magic surge.
10,000?
10,000.
This is so fun. Whoever did
I should probably turn on my dungeon audio here, by the way. We're going into a dungeon. Where's my dungeon? Where is it? Where is it? Fantasy. There we go. If I can find it. Dungeon. There we go. All right. So what did you guys get one by one?
I got 6,040.
6,040. I'm gonna have to scroll down for this. You are going to get target roars like a lion when angered. Willow, what about you?
8626.
8626. Oh geez, more donations coming in. 8626. All magic, enchantments, etc. within 1 mile are dispelled.
So all our magic items we just got are... So wait, that means though all magical traps are gone too.
Wait, so is everything magical, just not magical anymore?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say ongoing magic effects are dispelled. We'll see how that happens in just a second. Who's next?
Mine is 7,256.
7,256. Where are we now? Target's fingers turn to steam for D10 rounds. No spellcasting.
Well, fortunately for me, I don't spellcast. I'm like, what's wrong with my hand?
immediately
What-
starts writing this down.
What about you, Skip?
Skip got 1647.
Oh man, that's a low one. Those tend to be good. 1647. Caster speaks in rhyme. Spellcasting is impossible.
For the cleric!
Oh
The hard ass cleric. This is such an affront to her, like, being. Oh, that's delightful.
Well, so I hope you have a bunch of rhymes prepared. We'll get the other magic surges in just a second. I'm gonna try and get to all of them if I can. You guys, however, you guys are entering a room. This room is, as you enter the giant doorways, it grows dark in here. You see there are sconces for the for light and stuff, but they've mostly gone out. You can see this room is still under construction. However, it appears there's a ramp on, like a stairway on either side, a kind of raised platform, and then on both the right and the left there are two doorways, and each doorway has like a mural painted around them. On one side is painted with like skeletons, images of ghosts and zombies, and they look like fairly I guess they look like how you would imagine like if like a children's attraction had painted skeletons. Like, they're not realistic in any way. And then on the other side, you can see, like, other monsters, like a demon, I guess, like a rust monster, and a mimic on the other mural.
Well, they couldn't get a better artist, huh?
This is terrible work, but I suppose I'm not here to judge that.
Oh, man. Keep going. Sorry, I'm just reading the things. Also, Kitty has an inspiration, and Maggie gets another magic item roll.
Oh no. So what do I roll for that?
It's a
though?
D120.
And sorry, did these wild magic effects, have they gone into effect yet, or
Yes.
are we about to experience them?
No,
Okay.
they as soon as you step inside.
And then is this magic effect, is that for the rest of the session? Because I need to write down a lot of rhymes. If so, also chat, help me out, give me some rhymes.
Yeah, I mean they're all gonna happen at the same time, so yeah, they're all pretty much
So it lasts for the rest of the session, though.
until something else cancels it.
Would Dispel Magic cancel it, or?
You don't know?
Yeah, okay.
Which I could cast, but I can't cast spells.
What did you roll?
I rolled 114.
Where are we here? You. What is that? Oh, sorry. You have an alchemy jug. All
That's
right.
really handy.
So you guys are in the first room. You see two doors painted with painted murals on either side. What would you like to do?
I suppose we should pick a door.
Any preference?
Kenneth stands there.
How do we feel about undead?
Don't like them.
To determine the door, we should examine the floor. I'd like to make a perception check to, like, see if there's traps or what the hell.
Yeah, I'd probably put traps around, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'll
Around
definitely
where?
help check for traps.
Around the doors?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. If someone's helping you, you can get advantage.
I
I will
also-
definitely help
Go
because
for
that's my forte. So,
Would you like to do it and I help? Because I don't really know what I'm doing.
I'm not the best at perception, but I'm good at disabling traps. So maybe
I will look for the
support
traps.
you on yours. So you get advantage.
All right, so who's rolling?
Nice.
Ooh.
26.
A 26 with your help. Nice.
26. So you were investigating these doors. They don't look trapped in any way. You don't see any obvious mechanisms that would kind of trigger anything about them, other than the fact that the doors seem to be weighted so that once you can open them fairly easily, but once you open the hinge is designed to sort of, like, it's kind of spring-loaded, so it's designed to close automatically, and you don't think it like, pushes from the other side. So once you go in, you have to go all the way through. You're welcome to actually, like, you don't necessarily have to open them and then go through to see what's on the other side. Like, you can open them and see what's on the other side and then go through if you want.
Okay. So we have to. So we can open it and then look through and then see which side we want to go in.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want.
Then we do it.
Okay. So you want to check both doors or just one?
We should Scooby Gang, like, pile all our heads up. And, like,
Oh, naturally.
yes. Yes.
It's the gnome, the halfling, wait, is Skip a human or?
I'm a human.
Yeah, the human and then the
Half elf.
the half elf.
No, Philbrog.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's right.
All right, so I'll say that you guys check both doors as you kind of peek your heads through. On the right, you will see that the room, it seems to be a room that is kind of hard to make out the layout of because there are these thick stone columns that seem to be spaced out fairly evenly, almost dividing, from what you can see, dividing the room into like a grid space of like passable hall, like passable corridor, and then like 5x5 stone column. So if you imagine a big room that's kind of checkerboarded by these big impassable stone columns. On the other, you can't see if there's a door or anything in there, like, because it must be hidden from where you can see. On the other side, you go ahead and look in the room, and you can see there's a small hallway, about 10 feet or so, and then it opens up into a fairly spacious room with a couple of much smaller stone columns in each of the corners, and then what appears to be maybe a 10 or 15 foot long, by about 10 feet wide, pool of water with like a stone lip. So it's kind of like you can hear kind of the noise of a fountain pouring into the water.
Which one is the pool? The water one?
That's on the left.
Yeah, but which one is that? That's the
Undead
undead one, or is that the other
That's
one?
the one with the the one on the right has the skeleton, the zombie, and the ghost. The demon, the mimic, and the rust monster are on the left.
I have to use a quote from the chat. Follow the left wall when you make a dungeon crawl. And that is from, let me see. It's beautiful. I would like to go left, so.
Okay.
That is from Grant, of course. Grant Ellis. Lovely.
What's going on, Grant?
Well, she makes a good point.
Hey, Susan, like, it'd be a bad idea for these doors to close behind us and, like, lock us in, right? That'd be, like, a total safety hazard.
Yeah, that's clearly a violation of fire code.
Cool. So I'm going to cast Mold Earth, and I'm going to move a 5-foot cube of earth from just outside the door inside,
Okay.
and then pile it up next to the door to hold the door open once we go in.
Okay, so you want to like you can just move the earth like over the hinges so they can't close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, sure. So you open the door, kind of the earth kind of shapes around it, and the door is now stuck open on the left hand side.
Fire code violations. Doors open inwards and are locked from interior.
All right,
How you get fires.
you guys want to go through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Hop on. I will climb over the the pile of dirt that is now in front of the door.
Which side are we going to?
The left.
Left.
To the left, to the left.
All right. As
The
you
great
guys
philosopher Beyonce.
As you guys make your way into this room, you can see the room itself looks. Let me reveal like this. Looks like this. So you can see there is what appears to be a pool kind of in the center, and you can see there is a actually I'm gonna hide this. So there is what appears to be a door. Actually, yeah, we'll hide this one. there's what appears to be a door down a short kind of alcove that is closed. There's the pool of water, and you can hear the sort of sound of the fountain running into the pool, just like.
Oh, apparently I found
I like to inspect the fountain.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Just like what's in the water, and maybe if there's any traps or anything of that sort as well.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Willow's gonna help her out with that and kind of check out the water too to make sure it's like not poisonous.
Gotcha.
I'm not good at perception checks.
Okay, you kind of look into the water. It's kind of dark and murky. The water is kind of the fountain kind of pouring into it is kind of making the surface ripple. So anything at the bottom is kind of hard to make out as the water waves back and forth. You believe you can see sort of the glint of something metal down at the bottom, though. Actually, a few things.
I think there might be something in there.
And she's like leaning over. How tall is this fountain, the wall of the fountain?
The wall is maybe about 2.5 feet.
Okay, so she's like on her tippy toes looking in and saying that.
Willow will pick
why
her
I
up
have
and kind of hold her over the top of the water so she can get a better look.
Take care over there.
They haven't posted a sign whether or not this is drinkable water. Clearly we should test its quality.
Definitely.
Willow will put her hand in and just kind of hand sip some.
Okay. The water's cold. It is clear. There's a slight tang to it.
How do you feel?
We're all like looking intently at her.
Doesn't taste very good. I wouldn't recommend drinking it. Doesn't seem poisonous though.
Need better signage.
You can if you're kind of scooping out from if you're scooping the water out, you can definitely see there's kind of you can't quite see what it is, but you can definitely see the glinting of something metal down at the bottom.
We'll reach down and try to pick up one of the metal things.
It's not like it. The bottom is not where the floor it would be. It looks deep. It looks like a lot deeper.
Someone care to go swimming?
I'm not the best
Sure.
when it comes to getting in the water.
I just got a ring of swimming. Sure.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And I hope you all know that you've emboldened my cat to go on very mischievous adventures all around my apartment now. So, for the inspiration that I now can't handle.
Oh no!
All right. So you wanna jump in and swim down?
Sure.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a swimming check.
So it's just gonna be Dex, right?
Excuse me. Athletics
Athletics. Okay.
with advantage because you have a ring of swimming on.
Aha.
Okay. So you kind of like push yourself over the edge and you just kind of drop in. This ring is new to you. You're not really a swimmer. So you kind of push yourself down. And the water is cold and it's kind of takes you a second to adjust. But as you push down through it, you feel like it kind of gets harder to swim as you feel yourself kind of actually stop about halfway down. And you kind of like move your arm, and your arm doesn't really. It's kind of like you're pulling through something that's like thick and viscous and is hard to move, and your head is stuck, and like your other arm is kind of stuck like that. You're basically like you're in the middle of this. Like you can see the bottom of this pool, but you're in the middle of it, head first, legs up, above you, completely stuck.
How's it look down there?
You can't speak either.
She's gonna kick her feet.
Do you think she's okay?
You guys can see her feet kind of flailing. She's about 6-7 feet down, maybe.
Oh, that means my feet are still way out of the water.
I mean, your head is probably about 6-7 feet down, so like your feet might be like just under the water.
She's 8.5 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, your feet are kind of like flailing out of the top of the water.
This is the moment Skip was born for. Yanking people out of a weird well. That's great. That's a very Skip mission. Skip is going to silently saunter forward and try to haul haul by the legs out, but I'm not sure.
Strength check.
Yeah, for sure.
And then as she's doing that, Dilly like pulls out some rope and she's like preparing to like hand her some rope, but then she just goes and grabs her to pull her out without the rope, and she's like, "Okay."
No, I wasn't talking about you. I was reacting to what happened on the fucking charity thing. Okay, roll me a strength check, and I'm gonna have to read all of these out.
I rolled a strength check. It was only a 9 though, so can I forget, do you spend inspiration before or after rolls?
Inspiration after, nat 20s before.
Oh, cool. Then I will spend an inspiration and see.
1d8.
Oh, wait, what is this? 1d8? You just
1d8.
add to it?
Yes, you add to your roll.
Ooh, I like that.
Yep.
Cool. Then I got a 14, which is still not great, but
14 is not going to be enough to haul her, because she's heavy, right? She's big, so you can maybe, like, pull her maybe a couple inches, but not enough to haul her whole body out of this, because she's stuck. Willow...
she hides her height. It belies my might.
Willow, you are going to take 4 points of damage as you feel you feel your skin begin to tingle, and then it continues to tingle, and it kind of transitions to a burning.
Ooh, you have some kind of like STD now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Willow just
God.
assumes that this is what it feels like when you actually take a bath.
Okay.
Dilly realizes that after you say that, she like hands Skip the rope, and she's like,
Oh, maybe this will help you.
So can I'm gonna pause for a minute, and read this message out, because Finley Shards donated $500
What?
to St.
Boy.
Jude's. And he says, the Legion
God.
cannot stand a goal not being destroyed. Let's have some fun. Sorry, Askren. 4 nat 20s, so 1 for each of you. 4 nat 20s, 1 magic item, and 1 inspiration for each player. And then 4 nat 1s, 4 inspirations for the DM to use on the PCs or NPCs as they see fit.
That's incredible.
So
My
with
God.
that, I just want to point out we have already passed our entire month's goal.
We did it, guys!
I feel like that calls for some sort of weird in-game event, but thank you, everybody.
I don't
Donating.
know.
Oh no.
So thank you guys so much. We have raised over $2,000 for St. Jude for Kids in less than 2 hours.
Holy crap.
"That's pretty awesome."
Wow.
I feel
I
like
have no idea what all of the stuff is we're supposed to have.
I
tried
have it
to
here.
track them, and I'm like,
I have it here. I want to go ahead and use one of them though, because we got some wild magic surges before. So Willow, go ahead and roll me a wild magic surge. I've got a list of how many are gonna happen, and we're just gonna dole them out as they come. D10,000 for you as you are stuck in the
Oh,
water.
wow. Interesting. Not that far off from my last roll.
Ooh.
2870,
Maybe it'll help you get out of this well.
maybe.
Or it might make it worse. Like all liquid is now like
lava.
gelatinous cube, and then now you're just gone.
The floor is lava.
2870. Caster's hands and feet grow webbing.
Yes.
Helpful for water.
Helpful in the water, yeah.
Yes.
If you guys don't know, the wild magic table actually is magic. It always does this.
All right. Willow's going to use her new webbed hands to try to really push through this gelatinous barrier of whatever to
Roll me an athletics check with advantage, and you can get a +5 on it because of your webbing.
So 20.
Okay, so you are gonna push through this sludge, and that's gonna get you. Now your body, everything except your leg, like I guess from your knees upwards, are completely submerged in here. You are going to take another 11 points of damage.
Yes.
You can see now, just barely in this haze. The entire it's hazy, it's hard to make out, it's blurry, but the entire bottom of this pool is covered in keys.
Can she make a swipe for some of the keys? Is she close enough?
You can do that in 1 second, but
Okay.
you guys outside the pool, what do you guys want to do as you see her kind of her legs dip underwater as she gets pulled deeper?
I handed Skip rope,
Okay.
was what I did.
And I was like, maybe this will be helpful.
I would like to use said rope, ideally, but I've got these big hands, so I don't know how dexterous I am.
If you want to get the rope on her feet, you're gonna have to sort of dive in the water. I'm not gonna make you roll to tie the rope around her. You just have to get in the water with her.
Oh, sure, I'll do that.
Okay, so you dump in and you begin sort of tying the rope around here. Does anyone else want to do anything, or we're gonna go to Willow's attempt to grab the keys?
I'm gonna nudge, I think Susan,
Mm.
and be like,
That's what I call some skip rope.
Oh gosh, the groan heard round the world. It was beautiful.
Susan just spent the entire time standing there making notes. Actually, she's at this point started wandering around the room. Like, does she see it? Like, she's just like, they'll be fine. What am I gonna do? I'm a tiny halfling. I'm not built for
like,
swimming.
the two tiny creatures are just like sitting off to the side, like,
Eating popcorn. What else do I see in the room while they're messing around in the water?
The room is fairly nondescript outside of the pool. There is, as you can see at the head of the pool, there's kind of this gargoyle-like fountain. There are 4 thin columns that seem to be supporting the ceiling, and you can see a doorway right about here that seems right here that seems to be leading out of the room.
have we seen this gargoyle before? Like, does it look like something
It's
that I
kind of
would
a little bit broken. It's like a bad plaster cast.
Okay, so I haven't seen that gargoyle anywhere
No,
else.
probably
Like,
not.
okay. And you said it's kind of broken. Are
Yeah.
the broken pieces anywhere nearby that we can see?
There are actually kind of some broken white and chalky, like pile of kind of chalky dust is kind of like swept into one corner.
Okay. Can I go inspect it?
Yeah, what do you look for?
Just checking it out, seeing what material it's made out of.
It feels like it's not exactly, it feels like kind of a plastery material. It's probably not plaster itself, but it's probably like a clay, like a dry clay.
Oh, okay.
And is the door locked?
The door is locked, yes.
Okay. What opens it?
It has a big, very obvious gold key plate.
Great.
Okay, Willow, what did you want to do?
Make a swipe for all the keys.
Roll me a strength check. Are you aiming for? Do you want to like? Are you aiming for anything in particular? Or you just want to grab as many as you can.
As many as I can.
Okay.
Oops, I did a saving throw, which is the same thing, but
Okay, that's fine. You kind of your arm is pushing and it's hard. You feel yourself kind of sweeping in slow motion through this whatever is restraining you, and you manage to grab 1, and then 2 keys, and then another one, and then finally you kind of like close your arm around a 4th. Before you can't really, like, you have lost all momentum. So now your arm, you're gonna actually need to sort of pull yourself out of here.
okay.
Because your arm is stuck sort of up here and your other arm's up here, so you don't have much leverage to really, like, swim backwards.
No problem. What's the floor of this fountain made of? Is it just solid stone?
Feels like stone, yeah.
Okay. Never mind. Question. Oh no,
Yes.
my hands are up. That wouldn't work.
You,
Yeah.
as you're in this thing, you feel kind of like something shifting around you, and you see sort of just floating, almost, not really floating, almost being like pushed past your head, appears to be like a long kind of sort of half dissolved femur bone.
She would nod, shake her head, and try to start propelling herself back out of the ooze.
Okay. Skip, you are going to need to make me a strength check, and you can have assistance from anyone who in the room who would like to assist you to try and pull your giant companion out of this pool.
I don't know if you want any of our help. We're like a tiny halfling and a gnome.
I think I want to use my nat 20. because, it's a hard day for Skip, okay? Skip didn't want to be here today. And nobody
She's slightly hungover.
slightly hungover, absolutely. And now she has to talk in rhymes and can't cast out. So I think she needs this. She needs a win, So
Here's some rope. I hope it gives you hope.
Oh, solidarity rhyming. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I got you.
So I'd like to use the nat 20 if I can. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
go for it.
Can I very dramatically pull
Okay.
you out of?
So you kind of like anchor your
Well.
feet on this thing. You're like leaning backwards and just overhand doing the best you can and just pulling this rope one hand over the other. And we'll say that very slowly, inch after inch, you manage to kind of pull Willow kind of out of this, out of this, this whatever is keeping her stuck. Willow, you are going to take another 6 points of damage.
Dilly's clapping. She's like,
Fantastic.
Uncle Scary says, I would, if I may, use a nat 20 to save the day. Which is beautiful.
oh, that was
Aw.
good.
Nicely done.
Well, with your strength surge, you have pulled Willow out. She is looking like her clothing has begun to sort of dissolve. Like it looks like it's been eaten away. You see her flesh is like red and raw in a lot of places. Like she's like, it looks like she's gone from badly sunburned to like verging on like skin peeling and not great looking.
Oh, that does not look good.
Yeah.
Oozes.
What did you see down there?
Yeah. Susan's got it. They're storing an ooze at the bottom of the pool. That's like not natural for those creatures. And there's these down there. You should hold out the 4 keys. There were some more, but this is all I could get.
Dilly snatches them out of her hand and starts inspecting the keys.
She has pulled up 2 keys that are a sort of a chunky silver. One of which is a fairly ornate bronze, and one of which is a very small gold key.
The door over there is locked.
I can in the door.
Okay. The door actually, the gold key doesn't fit. The silver keys don't have the right prongs, but surprisingly, the bronze key actually fits almost perfectly in the lock.
Oh, looks like I found one that worked. Good eye.
And then she clicks it open, takes all of them and puts them on her chain that she already has all the keys, a bunch of other keys on.
She have like a janitor key ring.
That's awesome.
All right. So you unlock the door. You want to push it open and slide through. All right.
Well, I think she's gonna look in first to see what's
Yeah,
on the other side.
You got it. Okay, so as you push the door open, you can see it seems to open onto a kind of a little bit of a hallway. On each side of the hallway, you see there are stone statues that are set in kind of rounded alcoves. Each of them seems to be holding a raised sword.
I don't
Looks
like
some
this.
statues down this hallway, and they're holding some swords. That's all I got.
Susan is going to take an arrow. Or I guess she has a crossbow. Just like hold up the crossbow and just fire an arrow down the hallway.
Ooh, getting a little trigger happy. What if there's someone down there?
Then we'll know.
So you wanted to fire an arrow?
Mhm.
Where?
Just straight down the hallway. Probably whatever's at the other end. She wants to just
It,
see if it triggers anything.
like it kind of chunks in the wooden door at the far end of the hallway.
Hey, Susan.
Yeah.
There also was a femur bone down in that ooze down there.
Improper body disposal.
We got to find out where that water drains to as well, because like the ooze could like spread into the local water supply.
Willow, would you like some aloe to make the pain go? You need a medicine check.
I have a checklist that I'm keeping.
That'd be cool. I don't like baths. They don't usually burn this bad, though.
I can't cast things, but I can. Well, apparently I can I rolled a 1 on my medicine check.
Oh
I mean,
You
it's
start,
still
like,
7.
fixing my clothing.
To look for what?
Oh, I was just trying to like apply aloe to their skin that's all
To
peely
Willow?
and normal. To Willow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you kind of it's kind of like applying sunscreen to someone who's already sunburned.
Oh
like-
yeah.
Not
It just-
not a pleasant experience.
It just hurts and is awful.
Yes.
Okay.
The alcohol burns a little bit. It's
Oh no.
not
How about
good.
some lemon juice? Yeah.
I don't like these statues, but I suppose we may as well continue.
She winces a lot during that.
How long does detect magic last?
Detect magic is channeled.
Is that concentration then?
Yeah, you basically like you can do it to sort of observe an area. You don't need to kind of keep it up because it's just, I believe, like a cone that kind of covers a full area. But yeah, what do you want it? Why? What do you want to use it for?
Just to see if there's anything magical in this room. Like,
I could cast it as a ritual, or I guess you can too. So.
Yeah, it's a cantrip. It doesn't really matter.
not for rangers.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Just looking into the wrong spelling. Wish it was a cantrip. That'd be great.
I mean, maybe I'm thinking of Pathfinder.
Yeah, it's concentration up to 10 minutes, and
Okay.
then you can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. Oh wait, I have it from being Philbrog, so that's why I have it.
While they're doing all their magic-y things, because I'm assuming, is that, how fast is that for you to cast? Oh, you have to concentrate. So while they're doing that, Dilly's going to be creating something. It just looks like she's grabbing a bunch of junk out of her pockets.
Mhm.
But she's going to be making like a little tinker. And basically I want to make like a little duck that's just going to walk down the hallway.
You want to like make a little kind of wind up duck.
Yeah, like a wind-up duck that's just going to walk down the hallway
Okay.
to see if there's like any traps that it
How much
triggers.
does the duck weigh?
How much does the duck weigh? I don't know, maybe like 10 pounds.
That sounds like a Marx Brothers bit.
How much does a duck weigh? Well,
Yeah, once per rest, I can cast detect magic.
That's cool. Actually, I also have detect traps.
You can cast
Find
that if
traps.
you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast find traps as my
Okay, so how does that work?
find traps. I expend a spell slot. It's a 2nd level spell, and then I find all the traps.
It's done.
Just
You
find
got them all.
every-
All of them.
We beat D&D, guys. We did it.
Oh,
I
jeez.
found the way to win.
Oh my god.
Find traps. I sense the presence of any trap within range, which is 120 feet. That is within line of sight. This spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable.
Sweet. While you're doing that, Gaming FTL, I need you to tell me who you want this to go to because he donated $50 and he says drawing from the deck of many things is unwise, so please do.
Oh gosh.
Thank you, Josh.
So you need to tell me who this is going towards, and then we can make that happen.
I just realized casting detect magic was probably silly since my first roll of the wild magic dispelled everything.
Everything ongoing. Detect
Yes,
magic.
that's
still.
true.
So our magic items are no longer magic.
Well, if we had activated them.
So you want to cast detect traps?
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of
Seems
concentrate.
suspicious.
You focus, and as you open your eyes, they're kind of white with light kind of shining out of them. And as you look around, you see it's almost like you see sort of things like the mechanics that are under the surface, like under the floor and in the walls, being highlighted. You can see tons of mechanics sort of running in and out of the walls and under the ground. You see that right before the first statue is the actual tile in the floor is a what appears to be some sort of pressure plate.
Is that the only one?
There also appears to be something in the ceiling, like a hatch in the ceiling right above the door at the end of the hallway.
Predictably trapped. But that's not what I'm here for.
Oh, don't worry about traps. I can disable those, no problem.
Excellent. There's one in the floor and there's one in the ceiling right before the other exit.
I'm like mid making my duck and it's not complete yet. And I'm a little disappointed that she has figured this out before I could. And begrudgingly, she puts the rest of the stuff back in her pocket and starts to move forward to disable these traps. And I have a couple things that I can use because I'm a rogue.
Sorry, 1 second. I am looking for a thing here. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this one. This works. Maggie, you have been given so you are constructing your duck. You need to roll me, I believe it is a D52 for the deck of many things.
Oh no, Josh gave it to me. I'm gonna turn it into a duck.
He said, if I could find my chat, he said, Maggie, draw that card. So let's make it happen. Let's do
Is
the
it D50?
52, because it's a deck
52.
of cards.
Oh yeah, duh. 4.
4. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is it? You draw. Interesting. You draw a card with a big shining star on it. And you feel you feel something getting more powerful. You can increase one of your ability scores by 2.
Dang.
What? That is insane.
That's awesome.
Jealous!
Did you find that in your tinkering bag? Like you pull out.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was
she
I
had
was
an-
so
she-
sad. I was putting my duck back, like my half-made duck, like it doesn't even have a head yet. And I put it back in my bag and I was like, oh, what's this?
Oh, $5, but it's huge.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gaming FTL. I know you wanted it to go badly, but she drew, and sometimes the deck of many things giveth, and only sometimes it taketh away. So you get to increase one of your ability scores by 4.
Wait, by
2. 2. I don't know why I said 4.
Okay.
I'm
I was like,
dumb.
ooh, I was like 4.
No, ignore me. I'm crazy. All right. So what else is going on? So you have discovered some traps, Susan. You have discovered what appears to be a pressure plate and a hidden thing in the ceiling. What would you like to do?
I want to disable it.
How do you want to disable it?
Um,
Do you want to
well,
trigger it, or do you want to actually attempt to sort of get in and roll me a sleight of hand to disable the trap itself?
ooh. Yeah, whatever. Like, as I inspect this,
Okay.
like the floor one, what does it look? How does it look like it's
Roll me an
put together?
investigation check.
Ha, okay.
Yeah.
Investigation. I got a +7 to this, so hopefully it works.
Nice.
21. So as you inspect, you can see that this is definitely a pressure plate on the floor, and as you kind of use your knife to kind of just pry it up just a little bit so you can see the mechanics. You're not exactly sure where they go, but you see a bunch, like there are a series of metal, I guess metal gears and tie rods that lead down into the floor, and you can kind of count them. There seem to be about the same number as there are statues. So you figure this pressure plate has pretty much something to do with the statues. What exactly is going to happen, you don't know, but you figure each of the statues is going to do something when you press this pressure plate.
Okay. How does it? how does it look like I could disable it? And does it look like it's well made?
The trap is extremely well made. Yeah.
Okay.
You can disable this as far as you can tell. You can either as far as you are aware, there doesn't seem to be anything above you or near the door, so you can trigger this while you're not near any of the statues, and it would probably just kind of do whatever it's gonna do.
Ooh, exciting.
Or you could physically try and you could attempt to lift the plate up, and I guess maybe pull the pins out of the tie rods that are connecting them to the.
No, we gotta see how well it is, how good it is. So, Dilly's like,
Oh, this looks quite well done. I wonder what it does. Let's see. Everyone back up now.
Willow's
And,
gonna back up without problem because she's hurting.
All right.
she triggers it. See what happens.
Okay, so how do you want to trigger it?
I guess because it's pressure, right? So I have to like.
You could step on it. You could drop something on it.
Whatever is best for me not to get, not something to not happen to
So you want to like throw your
Have the
backpack
headless
onto
duck.
it?
Have the headless duck take it.
Heck yeah.
I'll try.
You can drop the duck on it.
Yeah, I can drop my duck on it.
All right, you kind of like toss your duck
Put a bird on
onto
it.
the thing and just kind of right on the pressure plate, and you hear it as soon as it hits the ground. You hear, and you watch as with a loud clank, all of these statues with their swords just whooshing, like straight down, and as they come down, you see the glint of all of the swords. It looks like they're painted to look like stone, but they appear to be sharpened metal.
Okay.
And they all just come down. So now they're crossed like this, in front of all the statues. They definitely would have hit anyone walking in front of them. They actually go almost in a cascade, so they're not like one all at the same time. And you can now at this point, because they're like this, you could crawl under them. Though someone who's a bit taller might run the risk of nicking themselves.
Dilly grabs the duck back, like pulls
Okay,
the
you
duck
kinda
back.
slide it off the prey.
Yeah, she like takes her like crowbar or something, like drags it off the thing. And do they go back up whenever
Nope.
she?
That paint has the whiff of lead. Watch your head.
After about 15 seconds, you watch as a spiked bar kind of swings down in front of the door at the far end. It's like it comes down, so like if anyone was standing in front of the door, it would have like smashed into them.
Well, that was unexpected.
Pretty good trap.
Well made, but definitely dangerous.
Is the whole point of this that like someone actually is going to get hurt, or like are they supposed to be, like making stuff where it's not dangerous, like the amusement
I mean,
park?
this looks kind of like it looks like this would have hurt if it hit you. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying like
That's their goal, right? I'm
But
not
what's
sure.
their goal? Like, is the goal of the theme park to make it dangerous, or is the theme park are we making it so? Are we inspecting it to make sure that it's like it feels dangerous, but it's not really? It's like, you know, an escape room. Like you're not really gonna get hurt.
Well, I mean, it was billed to you as a place for adventurers to like go in, you know, sort of. You get like I guess it was billed probably like an escape room, but you don't know. I mean, it's hurt so far. Like,
I think this is like this stuff taken to the next level because like that ooze was real and it hurt and it was kind of big and like this looks legit here.
This seems highly problematic. They don't have appropriate signage and unsheathed metal swords.
I have a feeling that someone's trying to hurt someone else. Or maybe they're trying to hurt us. Who invited you here?
Did we all get invited by the same person?
You probably all got a letter from the I guess from the park's I guess communications department, like whoever does their you know, like secretary or communications manager or something like that. We'll say you all got a like on Jarls's letterhead, but it was actually sent to you via the I guess via his assistant.
I pull out the bell and ding it.
Okay. You, a door kind of opens in the wall, and a little gnome kind of. Hello, can I help you?
Yes, yes, you can. Well, we would like to know, what is the purpose of this place? Are you trying to hurt people?
Well, that's what they pay for. They pay for the adrenaline rush. No one wants to pay for something that's. I mean, we tried it with fake things, but everyone just kept saying that once they fell into the pit and there were pillows at the bottom, they said this isn't real and this is boring, and so we had to focus groups.
What's your name?
Look around.
My name's Milden.
You seem really stressed out, man.
I have a lot to do.
This is flagrant violations of several health and safety codes. I hope you understand. We are going to have to shut this park down, but we are also going to have to find out who is making these violations and hold them accountable.
Well, there's the I don't really do any of that. I'm just the assistant. I get the coffee and the memos and the
Milton,
files.
Are you paid hourly?
No.
How are you paid? I mean, you don't have to tell me amounts or anything. We're just trying to make sure that you're, not getting taken advantage of.
He says, well, I get to live here. And I get free chicken fingers at the food court.
Why are you defending your master? We could certainly help you get benefits faster.
I don't know what you mean.
You considered employment within government agencies.
Perhaps you guys should form a union.
What?
No? Also, excellent protections for whistleblowers these days.
He's looking a little bit flustered, like he doesn't really know what's going on. He's
Also, Milden, man, did you know there's like an ooze at the bottom of that fountain?
Yeah.
Like someone died in it?
Oh. Okay, I'll send the maintenance crew.
Are they trained against oozes?
They have suits, I think. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to note that untrained maintenance crews.
Oh no.
He kind of like looks at his file. He says, do you need anything? Because I have some shipments to make sure they get delivered.
All right, good luck with your shipments. I guess we'll continue inspecting.
Oh, okay. Okay, good luck. I hope you're gentle in your report. And he just kind of like shuffles back through the door, and the like stone door kind of closes behind him.
I have been gentle in exactly 0 reports in my life. I have had 37 places shut down this past year. I intend to make it 38.
Susan, I think
Billy
you
looks at her like,
man.
I'm sorry, what?
You need a vacation, man.
Milden's already gone.
Oh no, she was talking to Susan.
Oh, okay.
Are you suggesting that I take time off of work?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Physically. She has a blood geese on her.
Dilly's already like crawling underneath.
Under the swords. Okay.
Actually, she doesn't even have to crawl. Probably. I can
Yeah,
just.
how high up
Yeah,
are
you
the
can
swords?
kind of duck under a little bit, and you're fine. Yeah, you don't have to. You're not gonna get nicked by any of these.
Willow's gonna kind of look at it. Oh well, and go ahead and transform into something small.
Okay.
There
What
you
do you want
go.
to transform into?
Seeing the what's the weasel or a ferret that you have, she'll turn into one of those as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. What about the rest of you guys? You guys wanna try and duck under the blades?
I assume I'm roughly only slightly taller than Dilly, so I walk.
Okay.
Susan walks.
Skip, you will probably
her
need
head.
to make me a dexterity check.
Yes, Skip will. And Skip's going to take off their nice leather jacket with the lightning bolt on the back, though. It may or may not be their like cleric's focus item, right? So they're going to keep that very, very nicely done. But they've still got heavy armor underneath, so they're going to like belt flop onto the ground and just like hold themselves very morosely all the way through. So let's see how that dex check goes, because I would imagine poorly is the answer. Oh my gosh!
Ooh.
I have an 8 in that stat, so
All
You
right.
are.
You you're like
Dexterous
grinding.
design for
You hear the
charisma.
as her or as their metal armor is like grinding against the stone floor. Not bad. You just kind of get a nick on your shoulder.
okay.
Just not the
I'll take
worst,
that.
but it's but you manage to kind of pull yourself to the other side, and like, you know, you just kind of get a little bit of a cut on it, and you're like, ah, damn it.
Dang.
You guys are arriving on the other side of the blades. There's about, I don't know how many there are here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 sets of them. So once you arrive at the other door, you guys can proceed through if you'd like.
The other trap on the other side.
Has
Can
already
I-
has already triggered. You guys can step over it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
All right.
you guys want to push through the door?
Yeah, we'll take a look see.
Okay.
Make
Do
sure
it.
it's not trapped.
Let me get my.
There's been a lot of those.
thing. So as you guys, the door seems to sort of open just fine, like it's not locked or anything. As you push through, this is not going to line up directly on the map. Just, you know, bear with me for now. You guys are going to arrive in this chamber right here. As you push through the doorway, you find yourself in a round chamber. This room is probably about 50 feet on either side. You arrive through one door. You can see there's a door directly across from you, and there's one door in the center between, like, on the opposite point between the two. So there's 3 doors in this room. The room is round. It's got a flat floor, and in the center seems to be an empty pit, from which rises a kind of a thick pillar that is looks like it's made out of layered sections that are kind of dotted with lots and lots of holes. And that's pretty much all you see.
I'd like to go investigate this thing in the center.
Okay.
What do we have here?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. While that's happening, what do the rest of you guys want to do?
Could I roll an investigation check?
Sure. Oh, Jesus, chat. What are you guys doing?
Willow's gonna just kind of wander around the exterior, or like the outer wall, kind of just meander around, looking at the walls, looking around. Just
Okay. What about the rest of you guys? You guys doing anything? You're just kind of waiting.
Skip's kind of on edge, so I think Skip is using their. I'm just gonna kind of keep watch. I
Okay.
think. So.
Susan will probably also be investigating what's in the center.
Okay. Remember, you guys have inspirations and nat 20s if you'd like to use them.
Ooh, I'll use an inspiration then.
All right. 1d8 on top of whatever your roll is.
Oh, that didn't really help.
So what's the total?
14, I think, because I don't have advantage on
That's
it,
fine.
I don't think.
As you kind of lean in, you look at one of like these layers of stone. You look at one of these holes. It's kind of dark inside, so you kind of close you're like closing one eye and looking inside, and you think you see the glint of something metal inside. And
It's happening again. I'm seeing something shiny.
You hear a loud clanking sound, and you watch as the pillar itself turns about a degree or so, and as this loud clanking sound is going to begin,
I immediately duck. Like I don't even know what's
roll me a
happening.
dexterity saving throw. I'll give you advantage because you are the.
I
you
also
get it-
have uncanny dodge.
Okay, which does you
Okay. So if it does do damage to me, I can like
yeah.
have.
So we'll roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. 22.
22. You throw yourself flat on the ground, and as you guys kind of get a chance to, as you hear this loud echoing clank, it's about probably 10 seconds after you entered this room. Excuse me. You see her throw herself flat as the pillar begins turning, and as it begins grinding, you hear a, and from basically one whole like rung of these of circles is going to fire out a volley of arrows in all directions.
Duck!
And it is going to make an attack against all of you. So this is going to be a 21 against everyone's AC.
That'll hit.
Yeah, that'll hit and take me out of weasel form.
Okay.
I think that hits. Yeah.
All right. Everyone who's hit is going to take 5 damage. And you hear the pillar continues to turn, and another volley is going to fire that after that. Everyone who's hit the first time can roll me a dexterity saving throw to throw themselves flat to attempt to avoid the volleys after that. Dilly, you avoided the first volley. Yes.
Question though, since I was a
I want to say
tiny
because you were in Weasel, the
bear-
first volley is gonna miss you because it was about,
Okay, so then I'm fine.
so everyone
How
else.
tall is the second volley?
So the pillar is rotating down, rotating downwards. So they're all gonna be firing kind of about like, it's hard. You don't understand the pattern, right?
Okay.
Like,
It's somewhat randomized.
yeah, basically.
I will roll my dex save.
Okay.
Ooh, that was bad. Both
Okay.
of them were bad.
Both of you are going to take another 5 damage from the second volley as you attempt to throw yourself flat. You basically watch as every few seconds, maybe it's every 2 or 3 seconds, the pillar's going to turn another crank and fire out another volley, sticking the arrows in. You watch them kind of stick into the wall, which looks apparently surprisingly soft, even though it looks like stone, because the arrows just kind of chunk into the wall and just stick there. And so the wall is just being peppered with arrows as this thing just continues chugging them out. You
How
guys
tall is the
Have I
thing?
seen a thing like this before?
probably not. This is a fairly complex trap mechanism. But it seems to continue to fire. So you guys, as this is like loudly clanging and shooting arrows all over the place, you guys are kind of down, basically throwing yourself flat. What do you want to do? Do you want to wait for this thing to stop? Do you want to talk? Do you want to try and get to a door?
How
Willow's
tall
gonna-
is the thing?
The pillar
Yeah.
goes from the floor to the ceiling.
Okay, so
Actually
there's
goes
top of it.
down into the pit.
There's a pit that it sits in.
Yeah, you if you look on the map, you can see that dark area in the center is a
Yeah.
pit. And it goes all the way down into it.
I want to belly crawl and I want to look in the pit.
Okay, let me check right here. As you are crawling down into the pit, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. To be clear, I want to look in the pit before I go inside it.
Yeah, I was hoping, like, why I was asking if I had seen
Yes.
it before or something. I was hoping to use
15.
that.
To use what?
To use Artificer's Lore.
To do for what?
Ooh.
When I was looking, that's why I was asking. If
Right,
I'd
I'm
ever-
asking what does the skill do?
I posted it in chat.
Oh, sorry, I haven't been looking at there's a lot of stuff to keep track of right now.
Yeah.
Artificer's Lore. Whenever you make an intelligence technical, you can add it. Okay, sure. I will let you roll I'll let you roll an intelligence check to see if you can divine what this thing is doing. All
wow.
right. Susan, as you crawl to the edge of the pit, you see the pillar as it seems to descend to the bottom and is kind of slowly turning on some kind of mechanism at the bottom of the pit and firing arrows like both into the pit and above you.
That's incredibly wasteful.
You
of
also
arrows.
you also notice that the floor that you're on there's no like it's not like a straight down. It's like a platform. You
So we are
Dilly,
suspended.
you kind of notice that there is actually what's it called? There are actually seam lines in the floor that kind of run inwards, in kind of triangle-like sections, and you're kind of thinking about it, and you kind of like run your finger in the seam, like where you right by you, because your finger's really small, and you feel like this metal kind of cylinder, and instantly it hits you. You have a chance to I'll give you a chance to react to this, because you realize that the floor itself is set up such that the triangular sections that kind of make up this circle are hinged, and are gonna fall away.
Oh no. The floor is a trap, she yells out.
So you have enough time to give everyone an instruction, and everyone can take one action before this is gonna happen.
Oh gosh. Okay, so from this moment of realization,
Yeah.
I just so I can understand, all these triangle pieces are going to collapse down, or
Yes, so the
go
floor
inward?
is, as far as you can tell, has two sections. It has the inner section and the outer section. The inner section seems like it's going to fall away. You don't know about the outer section. It might also fall away.
Okay.
And essentially it would basically drop downwards, leaving just the wall and the pillar in the center.
Okay. And the pillar is it'd be just the wall and the pillar.
Yeah,
So this whole
basically.
circle around would go down.
Yes.
Is the pillar something that we can get onto?
I will say, because you rolled really well on your lore check, you can tell that there seems to be one single area in the center that isn't hinged.
Okay. I'm gonna yell to everybody, to the center! Go! And Dilly stands up and runs.
Oh man. As this is happening, oh man. Gorathar says, pretty sure Susan wants to make sure there is no safety violations in the deck of many things.
Definitely not. Why would I want that? She's rifling through her papers and finds a card and is like, oh, what's this?
And then while she's doing that, everyone, you have been shouted a set of instructions. What do you want to do? How do you want to try and
Willow's
avoid?
gonna jump onto some of the bolts that have lodged into the wall and
Okay.
start kind of climbing on those to make her way around
Dexterity check to try and grab onto the wall.
the room. Okay. I'm just gonna roll a d20 because I'm gonna use the rat
You
stat.
have nat 20s, you have inspirations.
I'll stick with a 15.
Okay. You are still in weasel form, right?
Yes, I'm using the stats for a rat.
Okay,
so
that's fine. Weasel can easily scurry up onto the wall and kind of hang on one of these bolts that's kind of stuck in the wall. What about you, Skip?
I'd like to use a nat 20.
To do what?
To jump onto that center safe little partition of the
Okay. You
of the
just
column.
you roll kind of out of the way, onto the center thing. Dilly, are you gonna follow?
Yeah, I said I was booking it, and I
Gotcha.
yelled.
Susan, did you roll for me?
I did 18 for my deck of many things. What card do I pull out from my notes?
I will tell you what you pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Interesting.
Uh-oh.
It's not what you ever want to hear.
This card's Medusa-like visage curses you. You take a -2 penalty on saving throws while cursed this way. Only a god or the magic of the Fates card can end this curse.
Dang.
Great.
Oh no.
Just what I need right now. I will, with my -2 to saving throws.
Oh right,
like,
yes, we do have that.
the
Don't worry about Cole. I have those stored. I remember those. Don't.
I will, while she's looking through that,
Yes.
go also follow the directions that I've been given to go to this center portion.
Okay. It's gonna be a
is it a
dexterity
saving
check.
throw?
It's gonna be a dexterity check to jump to the center.
Athletics or acrobatics?
You can use athletics or I'll say both. You can use either.
Can any of us help her? Like, kind of be hands held
Not
out?
really. You're all kind of trying to save yourself at this point.
I will, however, use my inspiration
Go for it.
and add.
Oh.
Total of 10.
Okay.
What
As
is happening?
you watch as Susan's kind of rifling through her papers, like, and you like
Susan, it's not time for notes.
for a
It's
second.
always time for notes.
For a second too long, you watch as she then kind of grabs her clipboard, jumps with the clipboard in hand, and is gonna like as the floor chung, chung, chung falls away, collapsing,
Oh,
leaving
fuck.
the entire room sort of like floorless. You watch as she will say there's just that center section, which is gonna be like this area. If I could draw it here, is gonna be this area right here. That was weird. There we go. Is gonna be that area right here. We'll say that she sort of like as she's diving for it, like like her clipboard on the edge of the platform as she's like hanging off by it, kind of Gandalf style.
Fly, you fools!
But unfortunately, the clipboard is not enough to support her as
Oh, no.
she slowly loses her grip, and you watch her plummet downwards into. Now, I wrote notes for this.
Susan!
A bit of spikes.
You are actually going to fall into what appears to be a pit of like these giant gears that are rotating the whole mechanism. You're gonna land like right on them. I actually need you to make me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can avoid being crushed by the gears.
Question.
Yes.
If I were to use a nat 20 on this, will you still make me take a -2 to that? Because of my curse.
A nat 20. You can spend a nat 20.
Yes.
On that.
Well, if it's a dexterity check, that's not a saving throw.
No, it is a saving throw. She's making a saving throw to avoid
okay.
avoid falling in between these gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use a nat 20.
Okay.
So as you land hard, your clipboard kind of the papers kind of scatter away from you. You watch as some of them are dragged down into the crunching gears.
All of you hear a lion roar. Just
Oh no.
nothing makes her angrier than this.
Oh no! What if there's a lion down there? Susan, are you all right?
My notes!
As she rolls out of the way just to avoid being crushed by the gears, Susan, you're basically sitting on top of one of these round sort of pivoting cogs, doing the best to kind of grab the papers you can, as you have avoided taking. You are going to take some falling damage, however.
seems
You are going to
reasonable.
take
How far did I fall?
about 20 feet. You can take 10 falling damage.
Ugh.
As you impact on the thing. Everyone else, you are still on the platform. Susan, you were kind of fighting. You have to. You can either fight to get back up, or your friends can help you.
How far can someone normally jump vertically? I don't remember.
Not 20 feet.
No, I know. I have the jump spell, which triples my regular jump.
Oh, then. Sure, you can roll me an athletics check and jump. We'll see how high you can jump.
Okay.
She's gonna, like,
She's
take
gonna
her
be
out.
like, she is very angry. Very angry. I cast jump on herself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make an athletics check.
As you cast the spell, I feel like I have more wild magic surges. So
19!
roll me a D10K, please. Because I have to try and get in all these wild magic surges, and whenever someone casts a spell is the best time.
And
1776.
I heard that was a good year.
It's a good
Also
song,
a very
too.
good book.
Caster thinks he invented magic.
I did. That's not a thing that I think. It's a thing that I know.
All right. So
I fail to see why this is a new piece of information for her.
So you basically like do your best to grab your book and then launch yourself up and just manage to land on the edge of the platform.
Oh. Was there a lion down there? Help. And she looks down, and Dilly looks down and looks back up. How'd you
No lion.
here?
It was gears. Ground up my notes, but that's okay. And she slings around her backpack and pulls out another clipboard and another quilliting. I will start again.
Weasel Willow has made her way over there too, and is kind of hanging out with everybody.
She's like clearly bleeding down one side of her face. Like there's just like she does not look in particularly great shape.
Fine.
Dilly hands her like a handkerchief. You might want to wipe your face a little. And then I'm guessing, so we have like this.
No trash
Walkway.
receptacles anywhere around here.
So we're not close to any doors, right? Because this area right here is not a door, right?
There is yes, there is a door on the platform. I
Okay.
didn't actually.
Where did we come
right
in
there.
from?
You came in from this side.
Okay.
So there is a door right, basically, now all this platform's gone, so the only way door is right in front of you.
Well, unless we wanted to try and jump across a cliff.
Yeah, she's like, well, it looks like this is the most convenient door, unless you want to go. And she like points like this direction. Over
No.
there.
Are arrows still being fired at us?
The arrows have exhausted themselves at this point.
Okay.
They're pretty much completely embedded in all the walls. Like, all around.
Weasel Willow will run up to the door and see if she can squeeze underneath it to get a peek of what's on the other side.
Sure. You kind of compress your rib cage and squeeze under the door here.
Weasels are good at it.
And the first thing you see is there's kind of a stairway leading downwards, a few feet, and then you just see the reflection of water.
Mm. All right, she'll come back out the other side and transform back into her regular self. So go, all right, there's some stairs and like some water at the bottom there, but like I got an idea here. Hold on, guys. Like a few of us are a little banged up. I think we could use a little bit of healing at this point.
Sounds lovely.
I feel perfectly fine.
And so I'm going to go ahead and cast Healing Spirit. So this will last for 1 minute. So any of us who so we can roll basically 10 times for 1d6 to gain 10d6 to gain hit points for any of us who need to.
Dang, very nice.
That's awesome.
Wild magic roll for you.
Yes, of course.
Because I have a lot of these to give out. 4,200. All right. As everyone is healing up, let me find.
How many times do we roll? We roll 1d6
10 times.
10 times.
Yep. Shoot, 35 for me.
Interesting.
38. Do I get to take I don't take those as temp HP, right? I just restore them.
Yeah, it just restores you up to the full. So not bad for a second level spell.
No.
That's really nice.
Okay. I'm gonna. This is actually. We'll make. We'll make this funny because it's actually free. Actually kind of funny. Your Willow, your clothing is, and your, I guess your hair, your gear, probably your pockets are still kind of soaked and maybe full of water, right?
Yeah, probably.
All of that water is going to double in volume.
That's awesome.
Oh no!
Like delving.
Yes, just
That's
a
why I
rush
hate
of
baths,
water.
man.
There are worse things that could have happened than that.
That's delightful.
I just like that it's the person who has a phobia of like water and showering has now like just been
Right.
drenched this whole time.
Did I mention there's water down there, man?
That looks unpleasant.
Looks like you brought some for us.
Don't drink it.
Yeah, man. This place is not like environmentally sound, I think.
Well, the traps are doing a great job.
So what do you
Shall
guys
we
want
go
to
through
do?
the door?
Yeah, I guess Dilly will start pushing the door open and going through it.
All right. All right. So as you kind of pull this door open, some of the arrows kind of fall out of it. The door itself you open, you swing wide. It is also on one of these kind of hinged like closing hinges. And you see that basically down there's maybe a 5-foot stairway down. And then the entire room, it's kind of a fairly wide room, is full of water. You see probably about 50 feet across, maybe 50 or 60 feet across from you, there are 2 statues of what looks like men, one with a sword in his hands, one with a shield in front of him. And then you just beyond that, you can see coming from like a kind of a beam of light coming from above, seems to be a wheel. Looks like one of those ship's wheels.
Ooh, okay. And where's that ship wheel?
It's behind the statues at the far end of the room.
Okay.
Something tells me this water is also not drinkable.
Why is it time for a duck to dispel any traps in that muck? Trying.
Yeah.
Well, it'll take me a moment.
And she goes and pulls out the duck again. The duck is going to be the savior, man.
Wind up
She
the
pulls out
duck.
And I only have to, I have the last bit that I need to do is just the head of the duck. Because I
Okay.
spent 5 minutes earlier doing it.
Pop it on, screw it on, like a light bulb.
Yeah. And then I put the duck in the water.
Okay, what does the duck do?
It just moves forward,
its
I guess. Yeah. I guess I have a little controller and I can control the direction it goes, but it doesn't really do anything. It just moves. It doesn't really do anything. It maybe will move its mouth. That's
It went whack, 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 whack.
yeah, it can move a direction and open its mouth.
I love it. Okay, so where do you want to send it?
Towards where the 2 statues are and a direct pass from where I am to where
Stairs straight ahead.
yeah.
Okay. You go down to the bottom of the stairs, you drop the duck in the water, and it just kicks its feet and kind of slowly crosses the room. Crosses the room.
Hey, Dilly Man, do you just want to go over there yourself?
No, this is more fun.
I mean, I can make it so you can walk on the wall.
Why do that when you can create something that'll do it for you?
Okay.
Eventually, after a minute or so, the duck will just bump into one of the statues.
Okay.
Just
Doesn't look
bumps
like it.
No, just bumps into it.
Okay. And then if it goes more towards the middle, towards the wheel.
Would have to go around the statues to get to the wheel.
Oh, okay. So the wheel's
The wheel's behind the statues, yeah.
okay. I'll make it go around then.
Okay. Goes over the wheel. The wheel is kind of there's a stone thing, sort of, I guess, cylinder. I don't know. There's a stone thing coming up out of the ground that the wheel is attached to. The duck just kind of bumps into it. The duck can't really manipulate the wheel.
Okay.
Well, it looks like the passage there is safe.
The door's at the other end, or there's no door.
You don't see you do see a what behind the wheel. You could just barely see what looks like a metal gate.
Okay. Statue, wheel, gate,
Basically.
and one on each side of the room, or just the one?
So about 50 feet of water, 2 statues, wheel right behind it, gate right
Okay.
behind that.
Okay. Just trying to paint the mental image. I would like to investigate this water, given the last water had oozes in it.
What
I
would you
would
like
like
to
to ensure that
investigate
there are
about?
0 oozes in this water.
How do you
Yeah,
want
I'll
to do
help
that?
you with that.
I also have a favored enemy, and one of my favorite enemies is the ooze. Yeah, the dragons. So I have advantage on tracking oozes.
Okay, again, how do you want to search for oozes?
I would like
It's a big
to
room.
like get up to the water.
Okay.
I'm mostly testing the water specifically, like
Imagine
Kinda
she
like
like puts
water
like the water in a vial and then
Just
she
shakes
just,
it
like,
around.
swirls it, and
Got
she's
it.
like, yeah, seeing the pH
See-
balance of it.
See what color it
yeah.
turns.
Nah.
Oh, this
Dilly,
is a,
may
this is
I
a
borrow one
dangerous
of your,
ooze.
test tube. Testing the water. Sniff it a little bit. If I really need to, I might taste some of it.
It's kind of murky, kind of not.
Oh no,
pleasant.
it's gross. But I also am a stout halfling. Quite stout. Not one of those nimble halflings.
If there's any, like, I mean, it tastes like muck. If there's any ooze in here, you don't taste the tang, the acidic tang of it.
This might be free of oozes. However, it may contain other living creatures that would like to eat us.
I could like turn into a crocodile and you guys could like ride on me.
That sounds fantastic.
That sounds wonderful.
All right, I'll do
gate,
that.
They let in more water. Let's make sure we don't tarry here too late. Oh, I fucked up. Dang it. I knew I had to move water around. Oh well. I mumble and
You just hear a loud.
fuck this
does it just make noise over anything I say that doesn't rhyme?
It's
That
just
isn't
like
gonna
like
We just hear a thunderclap.
it's a sound effect.
Yeah.
Just like
I
a
imagine
note,
it like
a
the
wrong-
Charlie Brown. It's like wah 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 wah.
Oh, there we go. That's good too. Skip stomps her foot very angrily, but is excited about the crocodile idea.
All right, so Willow transforms herself into a large crocodile,
Okay.
or yeah,
Yeah, sure.
and lets everybody crawl on because everyone should fit pretty nicely with plenty of room.
Oh yeah, Dilly's like right there first, sitting on the edge, her feet dangling.
Susan is all like,
She's like, I don't want to touch it.
All right.
like,
So you guys all you all wanna get onto the back of this crocodile?
Yep.
yes.
All right. So Willow, you begin sort of like you kind of slip down into the water, and much to your surprise, the water isn't actually very deep. Your feet touch like solid stone ground. You realize that for a human, this water would probably only come up just below their knee. It's not very deep, and you kind of like pad around a little bit. Where do you want to walk?
Land hoy!
Kind of go not directly towards the statues, but kind of walk around, so coming in behind them.
Okay, so the room is about probably about 60, 70, 80.
I imagine we want to take the same path that like the duck went.
Yeah, the duck went straight down the center. The room is about maybe 70 feet wide and probably about 70 feet, maybe 70 or 80 feet long.
Sure, she'll go the same path the duck went,
Okay.
since that seemed to
Just
work out
down the
well.
center. Yeah, you pad your way down the center, about maybe 10 feet down from the stairs. You kind of put you're padding along as a crocodile, and you hear a chunk under you.
So wait, this wasn't deep enough for the crocodile to be swimming at all. So it was having
No,
to
you're
walk.
not really. You're basically like even if you were swimming, like you would still be, your feet would still be touching the ground.
Crocodiles don't have long legs.
No,
Yeah,
but
They have like little corgi feet.
yeah, I know.
The corgi
I mean, like,
the water.
The water's basically
Can't
the
they
water's
swim in like 6 inches?
the water's basically like right up, like just her eyes are like above the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, your stomach is like scraping along the bottom. You can attempt to swim if you want. You're gonna have to roll me an athletics check for that.
So that's a
Does
plus
she get
2.
bonuses for being a crocodile?
Yeah,
The crocodile has its own athletic like swim.
Oh.
yeah, the own swim thing. So it's plus 2 to that. Hold on. $20.
Okay. You are pushing your way along the center, and your kind of stomach is just even with kind of paddling, your stomach and your tail are just kind of barely scraping the bottom of the floor. But you feel this, it's stone, like it's stone all the way to the thing. You eventually sort of arrive on the, at the foot of the statues. You're a couple feet in front of them. Statues are sort of towering above you. They're probably about maybe 10 feet tall, maybe a little bit less.
I can't talk, so.
You guys are
Well, I
on her
imagine-
back.
I imagine we're gonna go the same way as the duck one, right? So we'd go around.
Okay. You begin kind of pushing your way around the statues, and it kind of catches you by surprise because all of a sudden, as you go around to the right-hand side, the floor drops away beneath you. Like, you don't feel stone anymore.
Keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Give me 1 second. That's 1, 2. What is your AC?
As a crocodile, it is 12.
Okay. As you're
Oh, no.
as you're swimming, you feel something grab your tail.
Okay.
No.
Would do something to kind of shimmy to show the people on my back that there's something here.
Okay, the crocodile begins kind of thrashing around a little bit. What do you guys want to do?
I will
Okay,
look
we can
into the
attack.
water and see what has grabbed her tail.
Yeah.
You guys kind of look around behind you, and you see you can just barely see the tails kind of flapping around. It looks like a very pale, kind of like bloated hand is gripped tight around the tip of the tail.
Improper burials.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be nice if I could turn undead or anything like that? But you have a cleric who can't cast spells. That's okay. Excellent. Yeah, I'd like to grab at that gross, fleshy, bloated hand and wrest it from our friend here, the crocodile.
Roll me a strength check. Let me check my things here.
21.
A 21. Interesting. Okay, so you grab this hand and you kind of prise the fingers off, and you instantly feel they're kind of squishy and cold and clammy as you pry this hand off the tail and push. And you can kind of, as you push it away, you see in the murk down below kind of the pale face looking up at you, and as you kind of like, as it kind of sinks down below, you catch a glimpse of more kind of pale shapes down there.
Can we all see all of them?
I mean, you can kind of like, she's directly like down
Yeah,
in
she's
the
more
water.
close to tail. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait.
If you're up at the head, you probably heard the noise maybe of like the splashing, and you can probably like she can probably
How
like help you
close
find
are we to the wheel now?
about 15 feet away.
50?
15.
15.
Mhm.
Could I jump to it?
Yeah, go for it. Athletics check to jump off the crocodile.
Can I do like acrobatics, like jump up from the crocodile, hit like the statue, and then jump to
Parkour?
towards the-
Sure, I will
Absolutely.
allow it.
Okay, all right,
She get a bonus if she yells parkour.
yeah, okay.
That's in the rules,
Aw,
you guys.
man.
You
I want to
gotta
use my
abide those.
inspiration then.
You want to what?
Use my inspiration.
All right, go for it.
Yay!
So what's the total?
Nice.
So I think that's 19 total.
All right.
19.
You kind of run up the head. You kind of stomp a little bit on the head of the crocodile, like as you jump off and like throw yourself over the shoulder of the the statue, and you kind of tuck and roll on your little gnome shoulder as you like you hit the water on the solid stone and roll to like the base of where this wheel is. As this is happening, Skip, you, Willow, you can't see this because you're looking towards the wheel. Skip, you can see a lot of these shapes down in the water seem to be moving, and like in your direction.
Yeah, we got a lot of undead down there. You're gonna want to watch your tail right there.
Willow will start swimming forward really quickly.
Okay.
Good work.
with kind of like a quick surge of your tail, you shove yourself on, and you kind of beat yourself onto the land, which kind of steadily slopes up just past the where the wheel is, so it becomes dry. And you can see as you guys are kind of at the wheel, you see coming up from the water are like dozens of these clammy, like white hands that seem to be pulling themselves up the wall of this sort of sunken pit area in the room.
Are they uniformed? Like, are they the workers who were here?
It's hard to tell. They're in
Okay.
all states of decay.
Okay.
Can I spin the wheel now?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a strength check to turn the wheel.
This is gonna be great.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna just be
ooh.
firing arrows
Into
I
the,
will
into the
use-
thing.
at the undead. Just
Sure, go for it.
like every time I see a hand, I want to stab the hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna use one of my nat 20s for it. And
All right.
actually, how she does it is because I'm not very strong. I'm like 2 feet, tiny little thing, and I have 0 strength bonus. So she grabs a crowbar and she uses leverage.
All right. So you kind of like take your crowbar and you put it up against this thing, and you basically push downwards with all your weight in the crowbar.
I like jump on it.
Yeah, the crowbar like, and you hear the wheel is not as you expected it to be, a little bit easier to move like a ship's, but it's not. You can actually feel it must be inside the stone pillar, must be like some kind of chain mechanism, because you could feel the wheel slowly grinding as you can hear ching 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 ching. And as this is slowly turning, you watch as the gate is going up inch by inch. You are doing your best. Like, once you get this thing moving, you're using like all of the inertia to try and keep this thing going, but it's very heavy. And every time the gate lifts a little bit, it gets a little bit heavier. And so you're using all of your strength to do it, and the gate is raising and raising and raising. Do you want to keep doing it? Because you're going to need another strength check to maintain it.
Can I do I see any other way to do open it as I'm doing this?
The gate?
Yeah.
This wheel seems to directly control the gate, and you don't know if you let go if it's going to come
I
down.
will. I'll keep going then, and I'll use another nat 20 for it.
Okay. You watch as this little gnome is just like using all, like, at this point she's not at the bottom using the inertia. She's literally like climbed up onto the wheel, so she's like, on the water wheel thing where you keep like trying to stay on. Yeah, she's using her weight to like push down on it over and over, and the gate is going up inch by inch. Susan, you were kind of shooting arrow after arrow into these zombies.
So
Yes.
we're all on a platform with the wheel and the gate. Is
Right.
there water between the wheel and the gate?
No. So the way you figure the room is set up is, if you think of the room as a rectangle, where you came in, there was like an eye. There was like think of it as a big eye. It was an area. There's the center, and then there's the area where you are now of like floor. And then in the areas around that was just drop off, but it was all filled with water, so you couldn't see the drop off.
Okay.
So you're now at the
Willow-
far end of the eye, with the gate right in front of you. These zombies are climbing out of the pit.
Who has that bloody unmovable pole pillar thing?
I got it. But I'm kind of. I'm
I'm
a
gonna
little
grab
busy.
it out of her bag and I'm gonna just stick it under the gate.
Okay. So you
No,
want
not that bag. The other one.
Running around.
what is the rod that she pulled out?
Just her crowbar.
Oh,
It's
crowbar,
not
take
I'll
this.
just put it back in there.
A movable rod, and I want to like
It's like a
wedge
wrench.
it
She's
into
like
the
it's
gate.
like a wrench. She
falls
just
on
puts
it.
it under the gate and like lets it go, and it just drops to the floor.
Skip steps
I
in.
got a lot of tools, okay?
Dude.
The movable rod.
Girls gotta be prepared.
Look, turning the wheel opens the gate. Let's all help before the shadowy hands determine our fate. Thank you, Uncle Scary. That was great. So I
was a
think
good-
it's
that was
going
a
to
really
just try
good
to help with the strength.
Okay.
But if they're still using the movable rod,
Yeah, you can help her hold the gate open, and Susan, if you wanted to use the movable rod, you could chalk that like right under the door once it's high enough for you guys to sort of all pass
Question,
under.
and I would know this
Yeah.
because I'm a smart lady. Immovable rods, once you use them once, you can't. Are they like?
No,
You can
in
use
a, no,
the-
a movable rod has
How
a
movable
has,
rods work is you hit the button,
Button on
and
the
you
end,
put
yeah.
it, you put it in place, and it won't move until you hit the button again.
it's like a pen.
I
Think of it
put
like
it in
clicking,
place,
like
hit the
clicking
button.
yeah, like clicking a pen.
There's
Right.
enough space. Let's go.
Yeah. So you put it under the door, you press the button, and the door just kind of like drops down on top of it. But the rod is
Thank
like,
goodness.
letting.
Except she's a halfling, so she puts it at about 4 feet.
right.
It's like as high as
She doesn't really think about it.
Jump and then press the button.
She doesn't. She just puts it at her top of her arm, so it's at about 4 feet.
Yeah. All right. So as these
So-
zombies are kind of pulling themselves out of the pit, and,
Willow has to like crawl.
Willow will have turned back into her form, and she's going to turn around and take up the rear. And as the zombies are coming out, she's going to go ahead and do Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Nice.
At them.
Ooh, cool.
Nice.
So as they're coming out, she's going to clap her hands together to keep them back.
Okay.
And
roll
you know
me,
what happens
roll me
when
one
you
more
fail?
wild magic check.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have too many of these.
The problem is now our paladin or our cleric can't do a magic test to lose the magic problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't make it happen. Don't blame me. Okay.
49.
Let me.
What
let
if
me
we
find
cast a spell on her? Would it affect her?
I think that.
Well,
would be
I can try
can't.
to spell magic.
52-49. Target develops an intense craving for charcoal.
Ooh.
Delicious.
It's good for the digestion, I hear.
Good. You know, guys, after everything that I've been through today, I think I need like to gnaw on some charcoal to like flush my system out and like just
Go on a
kinda...
purge.
No, like a cleanse, man.
Do I have any charcoal? I don't think I have any.
maybe some like for writing maybe.
I have a burglar's pack at the thieves' tools, artisan tools. Those are kind of like my stuff.
You might have like I said like a piece of chalk or charcoal kind of. For
I am
writing.
sure I have charcoal.
Yeah,
as an
maybe someone
alternative.
else does. I don't think I would.
It's better for sketching.
After casting the spell to keep the undead back, Willow will crawl under the door and munch on some charcoal.
Oh my
Grabs
gosh.
the rod.
You mind lifting that up for me again?
Because I need to grab the rod back, yeah. Rip up, hit the button, and take the rod back.
All right. As the door slams down, you see one of the zombies is just kind of like reaching through the door. And just, door just chops the arm off at the about the elbow as it's kind of flops around on the ground.
Oh, that's awesome. Dilly takes the arm.
It's still like. Nah.
And Dilly like puts it in front
Breath of
of
the Wild.
their faces. She's like, "Oh my god,
No, 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 no.
Hey, Skip, dude, come here. And
I think Skip has a house moment, right? That moment where like Skip looks at the hand and has this like aha moment, right? I'm not sure if this will work, but Finley Shards has a great idea. Channel power isn't a spell; it's an ability, technically for the cleric. So I can summon the power of my gods, and I can cast channel divine power, which might be able to be asking for a blessing from my god, right? To say, hey, I would like to be able to cast spells again.
What is the spell we're looking at here?
It's in the cleric
cleric
section.
ability. So just roll a d100 and get below her level.
Yeah, what's it called?
Channel divine power.
Channel. What? Cleric channel divinity.
Yeah, all clerics at in 5e have channel divine, and like depending on what type of cleric you are, like if you're a life cleric, it does different things than if you're, one of the other ones.
You're not talking about divine intervention, are you?
No, it's
It is
called-
page
yeah,
58 of the player's handbook, and it's
Okay, hold on.
It's called
There's Turn
channel
Undead.
divinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So channel divinity.
You get a
what's-
certain amount of those a day that I think you can use depending on your level.
Yeah,
I think what you're talking about is calling on your god for a favor.
that does sound more like what I'm trying
which
to
is
do.
Yeah,
divine
that is a-
intervention.
Thing. And I
Yes.
thought that wasn't actually a spell or something.
No,
I think
it's
that's more of a
not.
role playing
Once
thing,
a
right?
day.
Divine
okay.
intervention. Yeah, divine intervention is a 10th level ability.
Oh, it's a temple.
Cool. Well, I look really excited, like I have a plan, and then nothing happens. But it was a good idea. I could have used it to turn undead, because that's not a spell, but that's one of the uses for channel divinity. So.
Yeah, so you start with two
But we don't
effects,
need
turn undead, and an effect determined by your domain. Yeah, you not imploring the god just yet, but you do have magic items. Who knows?
Well, and Willow just cast a spell magic on her. Just
Thank
FYI.
you. That's much better. Okay, no more rhymes, thank God. Like I think Skip is usually not so emotive, but like attempts to give you a hug is like attempts the process of hugging, having seen others do it.
Yeah, Willow will like pick her up and just like bone
Oh,
crushing
thank
hug
you,
her.
Willow.
Well, that's just touching.
And Willow would take that as thinking Susan wants part of the hug too, and would pick Susan up.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm not a hugger. No. It's very, very uncomfortable right now.
Put down and ruffle her hair.
Don't know how to make this stop.
And Dilly's still like playing with the hand, like
Are you like pretending, trying to get it to do things? Like,
yeah.
I wonder if it'll grab stuff for me.
She can probably like put like wires and stuff in it, make it into like a puppet.
Ooh, yeah.
Zombie puppet hand.
Oh man. Okay, so you guys have gone through the gate. The gate has slammed down around you. That means that the only thing you have left is a straight ahead corridor.
All right.
The corridor, as you make your way down it, is lined with some torches that are kind of flickering with firelight. There are paintings and there are carvings along the walls as this hallway continues for quite a while. Eventually, what's up?
Okay. No, go ahead.
No. Yeah, tell whatever. Go for it. What do you want to do?
I just wanted to make sure that we don't hit any other traps while we're walking.
Oh
around.
yeah. You guys can keep, if you want to roll a perception check to keep an eye out for traps.
I would like to. Yes.
Yeah, go for
Yes.
it. Perception check, please.
I'm investigating, examining the tiles and the paintings and stuff as we go.
Ooh. Oh wait. What the hell? Why not? I'll use a nat 20 for perception for traps.
Nice. I got a 19.
Excuse me. Okay, so where are we now? You guys make your way down this corridor, and as you are going, you're keeping your eye out, you're kind of moving your hands along the walls, along the floor. It doesn't seem like there's anything that is set to betray you here. There's no traps set to spring. However, the hallway seems to end in a large chamber, and this chamber seems to be if it is true that this place was once built upon an ancient tomb, this would be the sort of inner tomb area. As you can see, alcoves in the walls are set with these stone sarcophagi. You can see there are cloths, some of them moth-eaten and old, some of them newer trappings are draped from the walls. Torches cast light and flickering shadows from all angles and in all directions. And you see there are statues at the far end and a raised plinth with a much larger stone sarcophagus at the end. And you see, like, it's very obvious to you guys, this must have either it's made to look like, or it must be the sarcophagus of some sort of great hero or something. Above it is flickering this metal, like this ornate metal lantern set in the wall. And you see, however, that in the firelight, there is someone standing above this sarcophagus. The lid has been pushed off to the side, and someone is looking down into it. But as you step into the room, there's just a moment of silence.
Hey, you there?
The figure kind of in the flickering torchlight turns to you. The light behind them kind of shadowing their face. They say, "You should not be here. This is
No, we were.
Well, I was
Listen,
hired to be
Eric,
here, so I'm pretty
man,
sure
we're
I
not
should be here.
Excuse me, I was in the middle of a monologue. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to interrupt.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, this
On
is
with
one
your
of the
monologue.
Oh,
Oh,
no, it's
you're
lost
an
its
actor. I
effect
see.
now.
Okay, you're part of the show. Go on. Go on.
Well, I can now. It's lost its effect. What? Who are you? What do you want? Leave now or perish, foolish mortal. And you see as he raises his hands, they're kind of crackling with like purplish energy.
Oh, I like this. This is great. Oh my goodness, they hired an actor too. This is so
This is
awesome.
really cool. Like, man, like, you know, we're the most scary adventure party ever because we're like all bureaucrats, man.
I'm with the Department of Traps and Puzzles, Health and Safety Inspector Susan Lightheart. I suppose it's not my purview, but I assume you are properly employed, have completed all the necessary forms, filled out a W-2. Trying to come up with something catchier, but I don't have it.
He says, you meddle in affairs beyond your ken. He says, this domain you have attempted to claim, but I will have my revenge. And you see him kind of turn from you. As he turns, you see in the light, his face looks very sunken, very like his cheekbones very prominent, almost like a skeletal face. As he turns, and you see him reach down into the coffin to take something out.
That is unhealthy.
Looks great.
Are you wearing gloves?
Susan, I give you a pat on the back and I cast resistance. You get you can add a D4 to your saving throws. I feel like we might be getting some saving throws in here, and you're cursed, are you not?
Is that Susan?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, I am cursed.
He is going to, as this is happening, he raises his hands from the tomb, and there appears to be a sword in his hand, and he kind of lets out a cackle. After thousands of years, it is mine once again. And as he raises the sword in the air, you see it begins to kind of glow purple itself, and like crackling bolts of energy spark from it around the room. As they do, everyone.
Do I want to keep this going, guys, or do we want to turn this off?
All right,
I mean-
I appreciate your dedication to your art, but we need to have an actual conversation with you.
As he raises his sword and turns in your direction, everyone except Willow needs to roll a wild magic check. This is the last one that we have on file for you guys. So let's see how this fight goes down.
I've done all mine.
Yes, you've done a lot of them.
Okay.
It's cool.
What's the first one?
Mine is 51-25.
And mine is 79-35.
Susan, Target cannot open doors for himself.
It's okay.
Naturally.
What was the other one?
I invented magic. I don't need to open doors.
79-35.
79-35. Oh god. Let's keep scrolling down.
79-35.
Okay, when Target dies, his corpse digs a pit and lays itself to rest.
What?
Your corpse buries itself.
It's so sweet and so sad.
That's so awesome. It's so efficient.
I love
You
to
know what
imagine
it
that
probably is? It's probably my guild membership, because actually, when you have a guild membership, it also handles funerals. So I imagine that they have some kind of magic thing effect on me where yeah, that makes sense. I'm cool.
That's amazing.
And what was the last one?
482 for Skip Stormcloud.
Caster bleeds harmlessly from his nose for 1d12 hours.
You touched Susan and your nose just bleeding.
For 1 hour.
What out?
All right.
Oh.
As these bolts of magic shoot out from the sword, not only are they going to affect you, but you see they also strike all of the other coffins here, and you hear kind of a grinding sound as scraping from inside the coffins.
Does this building have a mixed use permit?
And with
Oh,
that,
there's more of them.
the person, the man with the sword, will swing it and point it towards you. He says, "Now you will all perish." And with that, you guys can roll me some initiative because we're gonna get
I have
into this
advantage
thing.
on initiative.
Oh, sweet. All right, let's get some initiative going as I put
Oh, I
on
started
some
off
music.
with
I'm going
20?
to re-roll.
Oh, there we are.
Wait, did you re-roll a 3 again?
Did I
Fate. It's fate.
want to send the results of this roll to the turn checker? Oh,
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that part. All right.
I legit re-rolled. Still got a 1.
Wow.
The fuck is this nonsense?
It's fate.
All right. Willow, what'd you get?
7.
7. Susan.
3.
3. Got it. Skip.
Skip got an 18.
18. And Dilly.
20.
20. And then we have to roll for this man.
Man is your man.
He rolled 4. So that puts him at 6.
He is not very dexterous.
Not great. Okay, so that means the order is going to be Dilly first, then Skip, as I put that there, then Willow, then the stranger, then Susan. So let's start. Let's get things going with Dilly. You are up first.
How far away is he?
Probably about 30 feet away.
Okay, it's 30 feet away. And, okay. I would like to hide first.
Okay, where would you like to hide?
I guess there's like what's going on here. So we have I don't know what the room looks
So
like.
the room is fairly open. There
Sarcophagus.
are some sarcophagi. There are
Yeah.
4 of them in the corners that are not set in those like raised alcoves. So you could probably hide behind one of those, either on the right or the left.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll
Go
do
ahead
that.
and roll me a stealth check.
And I get advantages on this. So I got 15, and I will add an inspiration.
Do it.
Woo!
So
And I
what's
got
the
an 8. 8 plus 18. Maths.
Okay, cool. Got it. So
Okay.
do you just want to sort of roll behind one of these sarcophagi?
Yeah.
Do you want to do anything after that?
Yes. So is there anything in the one that's near me?
The lid has not been opened yet.
Okay. I can move up to 25 feet.
We'll say you can kind of skirt around. You're not going to be able to get to him. That's
I
part of your
kind of can because I have cunning action.
Yeah.
So I can. So I can hide, and then I can be stealth. I can like stealth, and then I can go behind him.
Right, I assume no. Well, so you have 2 sarcophagus near you. He's across the room. So I was gonna say if you're gonna go around
Oh, yeah,
the sarcophagus, you're not gonna have enough movement to get to him. But you can stealth as part of your movement action, which is why you still have a regular action.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're hidden behind one of the sarcophagi, away. Like he doesn't have a line of sight to you. So you still have a regular action you can use.
Okay. I would like to get closer to him. So
Oh,
I
you
would like to.
want to double move?
Yeah, I just want to I want to stealth, and then I want to go
Okay,
get behind
so
him.
we'll say you kind of go behind one sarcophagi, and then you kind of do like one of those quick James Bond rolls, like across
Mm-hmm.
the gap to the other one, and kind of scoot around. So you're not in melee range with him, but you are behind him now, and he doesn't see you.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. Okay, so that's gonna be your turn. Skip.
All right, let's do this. So,
Yeah.
how close are you to our friend, the Lich King here? Are you right up
She's
on?
about 10 feet away.
She's still 10 feet away. Perfect. Great. I would like to whip out some Thunder Wave. I am of the domain. Yes, I would like to. I guess it happens in a 15-foot cube. So I'm going to how close are the sarcophagus? Would that hit several sarcophagi?
You could hit
fit
a
in
couple of them on the
15-foot
walls,
radius?
but if you wanted to hit him, it wouldn't hit. It would, I guess, hit the 2 sarcophagi, but they're also closed, so you don't know if it'd do anything to them.
Right, but if I walked up to within 15 feet of him, are the others?
So
Can I-
he's in this. He's directly in the center, and there are 2 sarcophagi 10 feet away from him on either side.
Cool. So if I went up and high-fived him, I could hit all 3 of them.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. So I'd like to like walk so that I'm 15 feet away from my friends if possible,
Okay.
which may not be exactly possible. I'm going to try to minimize damage to you guys, but
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
you're not gonna catch any of them. Dilly will be able
Cool.
to duck behind the stone, so she's not gonna get hit by it.
All right, I hold my maul up and I say, "By Grabthar's hammer!" And a bunch of thunderous force sweeps out from out of me. I would like everybody in range to make a Constitution saving throw.
What's the DC?
15.
He is going to. Interesting. He fails.
Oh, really?
I thought he was gonna make it, but he failed.
That is delightful because I am using. I'm spending a 3rd level spell slot, so it's going to be 4d8 damage coming to him. But I think I'm going to use one of my Channel Divinity abilities. So twice per short rest, I can turn undead, or I can choose to do max damage with lightning or thunder damage.
Ooh.
So I don't roll for damage. I just do
What's your total then?
4 times 8, so 32. Is that right? No, 30. I can do math late at night. That's fine. Yeah, 32.
32 damage. Okay. So, and does that push him backwards?
It pushes him 10 feet away. Yep.
Okay. 10 feet is gonna slam him like it. Ow! Fuck. It's gonna. I hit some books. It's gonna slam him into the not exactly the sarcophagus, but like the steps up to it that he just kind of came down. So he's like, boom, hits it, and you see like, ah! And now that you're right up in front of him, it is very obvious that he has a full-on skeletal face. It's actually kind of like a bluish purple. And he's dressed in like tattered rags of what's once kind of an ornate wizard's costume. He's got like fiery eyes as you slam him backwards into the stonework. All right.
Excellent. That's my action.
Cool. Next up is going to be Willow.
All right, so our friend there is up, but not doing much. And so all the other sarcophagi have been hit with something, but they're not moving at all yet. None of them are open?
They haven't opened yet.
Okay. And if I was hearing you right, it's like a square room and there's sarcophagi
Pretty
on
much
both
a square
sides of the
room. Yeah, the sarcophagi ring it, and then there are 2. So you know how sometimes there are sarcophagi like set into the wall.
Uh-huh.
If you imagine that, there's 2 layers of those around the room, and then there are 4 bigger ones in each corner that are on the ground, right? So there's a little bit of space around them, and there's one big one at the far end of the room, right in the center.
All right. So here's what I want to do. I'd like to move so that I could be at a place where I could hit the lich and the sarcophagi that are going to come out near him.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold my action and hold tidal wave.
Okay, so you can kind of juke around, so you can basically aim at him, and then the wall be behind him.
Yep.
Okay, got it. That means it's going to go to his turn. First on his turn, the first thing that's going to happen is, let me see how many. 4 of the sarcophagi, so 2 near him, 1 near Dilly, and 1 near where you guys came into the room, their lids are going to slide off as 4 undead warriors are going to begin pulling themselves out of the sarcophagi and kind of tumble out onto the ground. They are not going to get an attack this turn, but they are going to be on the field. Now on his turn, he is going to cast a spell.
As soon as they come out, that triggered my action.
Yes. Go for
so
it.
I just put it in the chat.
Okay, let me check.
So it's night.
He has to make a save.
Yeah, it's a each creature in that area has to make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, they take 48 bludgeoning and are knocked prone. On a successful, they take half as much.
He is gonna save. This is for the 2 guys behind him. 1 is gonna fail. 2 is gonna fail.
Okay, so they're They take full damage and are knocked prone.
Okay, the way the water just kind of that splat, like you just conjure this water, I guess probably wringing out your own clothing onto just onto the ground, and it's gonna roll across the room. He's gonna like throw himself clear of it, but it's gonna roll over the sarcophagus and hit the other two and just smash them into the wall, and they just fall to the ground as they attempt to pull themselves back up. Okay, so. On his turn, he is going to cast a fireball at, I guess this is going to be at Susan.
Hey!
Actually, you know what? Nope, the fireball is going to be at Skip, because Skip's directly in front of him.
I'm kind of a jerk, yeah.
Skip, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
I got those nat 20s, man. Can I use one? Fireball's kind of serious business.
Yeah, I'll let you use a nat 20.
Awesome.
I have no idea how many nat 20s we have.
We had three. All of us had at least 3.
You have a bunch.
Okay.
I've been keeping track.
We have like
I can
5
read that
at
a lot.
least total.
Yeah, you have a
rest-
lot.
I had 3.
Um.
Now I only have 1.
Okay, so you are going to save, which means you are going to take half damage.
Yeah.
8
a lot of damage.
6. So you're gonna take 15 damage
Okay.
as this fireball just blasts. You basically duck and shelter yourself, but as it billows around you, scorching your clothing. As he raises the sword again, and then he's gonna press the sword forward. The sword itself is going to give him another attack, and this is going to be an empowered magic missile. So that is going to be 4d4 damage plus 13 damage.
Also against me?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. He says, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this. As he kind of grips the sword in his hand.
I don't think he's a performer.
How long have they kept him here?
I think he's an actual lich.
Susan, what do you
No, I
want
didn't
to do?
actually say that.
A literal lich.
Oh, that's very good.
So there is a bunch of sarcophagi on the walls, but they don't appear to be moving.
Some of them have opened, not all of them. They all seem to have activity in them, but some of them have opened, not all of them.
Okay, but there are
There's a
4 on one in each corner, and those
On the
all
ground.
have opened.
Those have not opened.
Okay, the 4 in the corner have not opened. Some on the walls have opened.
Yes.
And then there is a undead person-ish in front of us,
Yes.
currently surrounded by Willow.
The proper term is life challenged.
Life challenged. And so we've got 3 of people are around them, or 1 person is who's
Around who?
I'm within 10 feet of him.
Okay, you're within 10
she's right
feet.
behind him. Skip is right in front of him. Willow is kind of off to the side.
Okay. That's not to say. I'm probably just gonna fire at him with a regular arrow bolt. I've got the lightning strike from that magic rod that I have, which, just so y'all know, deals 96 damage in a row.
Oh my gosh.
So it's really handy, but I need you not to be within 5 feet of him. So she's gonna shout that out.
Just yell. Yeah.
She's also gonna suggest to she's gonna be like, all right, Dilly, hold them still. Use that immovable stick thing that we have. And also, at some point, everybody get out of the way as she like pulls the rod out and tucks it in her arm and points up her crossbow.
Oh my gosh.
How would I be able to hold them still with the rod, though?
You put it in his
Just,
pocket
like, put it
and
on
press
top
the
of the-
button.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
put it
so
in
on
their
top of the
pocket,
sarcophagi
like
or
down his shirt.
Are you use it like Thor's hammer?
Oh.
You just put it
Yeah.
on top of his foot.
I mean, it's not gonna last forever, but it'd probably give us a turn of him not being able to move.
Yeah.
I mean,
good
he's a
call.
lich, so like he's like a skeleton, right? So you could just put it through his rib cage and
That
hit it.
honestly is what I was thinking. Is like put it through his rib cage.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You'd have to go like
Um,
down at an angle, but yeah.
Like put it through his rib cage.
All right, so Susan,
So
what
I'm
do you
gonna
want to do?
use. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna just fire my crossbow. I'm a ranger, so I'm gonna use extra attack. So I'm gonna fire twice.
All right, go for it.
Okay. So this is crossbow 1 and crossbow
Oh,
2 will miss.
The 20 will hit.
I hope the 20 hits. Oh boy, I hope that hits. I forget how often halflings can use lucky. I think it's once a day.
I believe so.
Okay. I'm gonna use one of my inspirations on that and hope that maybe I'll roll well.
For which one?
For the one that missed.
I'll tell you right now, even if you roll an 8, it's not going to hit.
Okay, then I won't do that. I'll have the 20 hit him and I'll roll damage for that.
Okay.
well,
go
she
for
was
it.
using lucky, which wouldn't that give her 14?
What does Lucky do? Hold on 1 second.
No. The lucky is that I reroll ones. I can reroll a 1.
Oh, that you can do. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna expend that later in case I need to. So I deal 9 damage.
Sure. 9 damage.
Mhm.
All right. Arrow just kind of slams into his shoulder, kind of clatters off as he. But anything else you want to do?
I'm going to send my animal companion, Wes, my weasel. Wes the third. I had 3 other weasels before, 2 others before him that died. Wesley the third is going to go investigate, and I want to know how many undead things are going to pop out at us. So I wanted to like scurry around and
Nice.
try and learn as much information as possible.
Okay. We'll have him roll an investigation check, and we'll have him come back with information next turn.
Cool. Can I have him just look at? Can he roll perception instead?
Yeah, I mean he can do. It'll be a lot less comprehensive.
That's fine. I just need numbers.
Sure.
She has to make notes of things.
So he's gonna roll. +3. He's gonna do it stealthily, so he gets
Okay.
a 14.
Got it.
Nice.
All right. He'll come back with some information once he's done scouting around. That means we are going to go to the top of the round with Dilly, who is still hidden. What would Dilly like to do?
Wait, my lucky is. Oh man, I forgot. Lucky is not a once per day. Continue on anyway.
Nice.
My bad.
Lucky's OP. Yeah.
Lucky is unlimited. Now chat tells me.
Yeah, it's super OP. I think what a lot of DMs limit it to a certain amount of times.
Don't look to me for rules. I look them up on the fly.
I'm just saying a lot of people house rule it because it is really powerful.
It is very, yeah.
Which I tend to do,
roll
like
ones.
you get a certain amount per encounter or something like that. So Dilly actually pulls out from her quiver an arrow, and the end of the arrow has this weird like mucus on it, and then she cocks her bow and lets out a shot. And I am going to. I'm actually going to do my nat 20 on this. I have to say it before, right?
Yes, before you roll.
The only reason why I want to do this is because it has that mucus on it.
Yeah, go for it.
And I want to cast that, so it's actually a 20. But I probably would have hit anyway, so I really didn't need
Don't
to do
worry
that.
Okay.
And on it is actually this. I don't know if I can cast this. Oh, I can't. Okay.
What's
Well,
the
it has crawler's mucus on it, which I'll just copy paste that into chat.
okay?
Apparently, it doesn't go.
Um,
I'll make a thing for it because I don't know why it's not showing. It doesn't like
Don't
the
worry
item.
about
It's
So why can't you use it?
what do you mean? I can't use it?
You just said you couldn't use it.
Oh, I couldn't click the item name
Oh,
thing.
okay.
It doesn't let it post it in chat. for some reason.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So you have a poison covered arrow.
There, now
There
it's
we go.
pretty.
Sweet. That will hit. A nat 20 will definitely hit.
And he's
for,
paralyzed.
For an
if he
attack,
doesn't
you get to roll
cast-
double damage with your nat 20.
Ooh, oh, I get
yes.
to roll double damage.
Yeah.
Haha.
So what's your total there?
Oh, and I also, because I'm a rogue, and that's a surprise, a sneak
It is
attack,
sneak,
right?
yeah, you have advantage,
Heck yeah.
and you do get sneak attack.
I get to roll 3d6 on top of that. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Not great.
So not just my luck. So I have 8 plus
Does
6.
the nat 20 affect the sneak attack dice?
No.
10. So 24 damage altogether, And if he doesn't, he has to roll a saving throw,
Yes.
a Constitution saving throw. And if he doesn't get
He got a
DC,
6.
yeah, he doesn't get it. So he's
Nice.
paralyzed for 1 minute, and he can,
Dang.
yeah, he's
All right.
paralyzed.
So, as you fire, you watch as he's about to kind of swing his sword once again, kind of crackling with purple energy, and as he's coming down, Skip is kind of like raising up, like from her duck, and this sword, you see it about to come down on you, and all of a sudden the arrow just right in his back, and you see him.
And then
Skip is afraid to look up.
I'm going to one more thing.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get away? So we're not in the way of
I
Susan's.
think I'm
incredible
fine. I'm
attack?
10 feet away. She said I had to be 5. I can't be
Oh,
within
okay.
5 feet.
Yeah.
You are 10 feet away right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 10
Nice.
feet. I don't want to be close because I shoot with an arrow.
Mhm.
I would like to. Where's my other thing? I guess I just want to hide again.
Okay.
So,
You can roll me a stealth check.
okay. And this is with advantage.
Yep.
I put over my cloak. And I guess I get a 15.
All right. You duck back behind the sarcophagus. Skip, it is your turn.
So I was gonna dispel
All
the
right.
magic.
So,
yeah.
Okay. So hold on one second. This is important to me. Oh, they can repeat their saving throw at the end of each turn. It is a Constitution saving throw, correct?
Correct. That's what I said. Constitution save.
So we're gonna. How about this?
Uh-oh.
The guy himself has no Constitution score. So so Skip, we'll go to your turn as you're kind of like you kind of like scared to look up, but as you look up, he's going to be paralyzed for 10 rounds.
Okay.
Holy
Awesome.
crap.
Wow.
Because, yeah, it's 1 minute, so.
Yeah.
Hot dang. That's pretty great. Okay.
So while he's paralyzed, what do you want to do?
I'd like to get further away from him, so I'm definitely gonna move. So that I'm sort of got my back against a wall so that I could be out of the way of Susan's epic comeuppance. Yeah, I'm pretty
Have a
excited.
good rod.
Yeah.
He has a really large rod.
Lovely.
That was probably taller than her.
Yeah, I guess I want to at that point. So I used one of the pre-generated characters. Can I like quaff a healing potion back there? I'm getting some other things ready, but I'm pretty hurt.
Yeah,
by
you can
that
use a healing
lich.
potion if you want.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that, and yeah, and I'm gonna get ready to unleash some epic turning undead after this
Nice.
Susan action.
Okay. All right. Cool. So that means that we are going to go to Willow.
All right. Where are the enemies like located right now?
The undead are kind of crawling they're moving towards the center, like the people in the center of the room. They seem to be drawn towards him.
Okay.
But he's standing there paralyzed with the sword in the air. What do you
That
want
means
to do?
any attacks against him would be an automatic crit.
Yeah, he's incapacitated.
Okay, so just go ahead and thunder wave at him.
Okay. He's gonna automatically fail. So. Oh no! I lost my dice.
Oh. I think if he takes damage, though.
I don't know. It
then-
doesn't say that. It just says he can make a save at the beginning of his turn. Normally, there are some spell effects that if they're hit, it breaks it. But this doesn't.
Yeah,
this
I
isn't one of
think
them,
the
'cause this
other
is-
one. I think the other type of poison was that kind. Okay, cool. It was expensive. It was 200 gold.
Yeah. So he'll take a thunder wave, and I'll make sure I'm standing far back. So when Susan unleashes the fury,
How much damage is he
How
taking?
does he have no constitution
11.
score?
It's his Constitution score is a dash.
Hey,
he's
sort of
newly
impressive.
not alive. So he takes 11 thunder damage.
Okay, and he's knocked backwards.
Yep, 15
Because-
feet.
Because he can't
Or no, 10
actually
feet, sorry.
because he can't actually balance himself. He will be knocked over.
So he's knocked prone.
And as he does, the sword, because he's paralyzed and he can't grip it, the sword is going to fall out of his hands. And as it does, the purple energy that is sparking from it is gonna begin to diminish. And as the sparks kind of skitter across the floor and then die out, you watch as the lurching undead warriors who are coming towards the center of the room just themselves, and the animating force seems to stop as they all stop dead in their tracks.
But they're already dead.
Skip, get
Stop
the sword.
undead in their tracks.
Yeah,
Skip, get that sword.
Skip is going to delicately step forward, getting ready to, turn undead if need be, but they're all seem to be pretty chill, right?
They're not moving.
Yeah, I will just wiggle that sword out of his paralyzed, grippy little hand.
Okay. It's already on the floor. No, he dropped it.
Oh, he already dropped it. Oh,
Yeah.
I
She
just
has the power.
yeah. I'm gonna use some cloth to sort of not touch it because you don't know where that thing's been.
Yeah.
Probably like a cursed item for show.
Almost certainly a cursed item. But that's for the bureau to.
So,
Well, yes, we have
so
to put
once
it
you
in
grip the sword,
We
what
put
do
it
you
in
want
like
to do with
a giant
it
Ziploc
belongs
bag.
in a museum.
it? What do you
My
want?
character is an archaeologist.
What do you want to do with it once you kind of have your hand on it?
I want to scurry back toward the wall and get ready to. I don't know if we're gonna turn undead. I don't have a plan
Alright,
for this.
so we'll
Just-
kind of go out of initiative order for a second. This guy is still
Cool.
paralyzed. He's on the ground. Do you guys want to do anything to him? Do you want to leave him there? Do you want to keep beating on him? Do you want to restrain him?
Oh yeah, we can restrain him. Sure.
We should
Sounds like a
definitely
good
give him
idea.
All right.
beds.
Yeah.
How you want to just hold his arms behind his back, or you want to tie him up?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This seems kind of unnatural. I'm wondering if we should just remove the head.
I presume he is undead. Susan looks at
I'll get closer and I'm gonna inspect him.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Or I want to investigate him.
It's perception.
So I've got a 19, yeah. Or you want me to perception?
Yeah, this is perception.
13.
Okay. He is kind of like you can see he's kind of doing his best, gritting his teeth,
no.
as he's kind of paralyzed. But his face is purplish and skeletal. His eyes are glowing red. He
So if I
looks.
pick at him, he's not wearing makeup. That is his skin.
The only thing you notice is there seems to be a line across his neck.
All right, I'm gonna check that line out and see if it's he's wearing a mask. or
As
if
you
he's,
you pull, you kind of touch it, there actually does seem to be
Yes.
something there.
Okay, I pull on it. Oh, this
As
is a
you-
really
as
well
you-
made mask.
As you pull this up, you see the kind of stiff and kind of angry face of a very perturbed and very disheveled elven man with dark hair.
Charles?
Charles, what are you doing, man?
And as he kind of looks around, he says, "Ugh." He says, "You ruined everything. My attraction. It was. What did you do?"
Well, we did our job.
He says, "No. It was going to be perfect. He says, I had everything perfect, and then you ruined it." And he kind of go ahead.
Totally like Scooby Doo moment right here.
Yes,
what I-
I'm loving it.
He says, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling gnomes and your weasel."
Yes.
Susan pulls off a sheet of paper and just folds it up and hands it to him. I have over 37 counts of citations against your park.
So I think at this point, you guys, we'll kind of the scene will transition to a few minutes, a little bit later, where the police are kind of taking him out in handcuffs.
And at the end, you see Dilly taking her jug, whatever the alchemy jug.
Mhm.
She puts a bunch of that water in it, and then later when we go out there, she changes it into wine. Now I have 2 gallons of wine. And I said, I pour us all around.
I thought you were gonna steal his pocket watch.
So
Does he still have his pocket watch? Because I
he does
totally
have a
want
pocket watch, yeah.
Not anymore.
As the police are taking him out, they've kind of taken a minute. They've taken your statements and all of that. And you kind of see like a very disheveled, like a door opens in this tomb. Let me turn this music off. Door opens in this tomb, and a very disheveled and kind of exhausted looking gnome kind of scurries out, and he says, "Oh, well, that was exciting. But there was something that something I forgot. I was forgetting something.
Well, calm down. What is it?
Oh, right. And he is going to kind of pull a piece of parchment out of his pocket, and he's gonna say, I was supposed to give this to you."
Mildred, man,
Okay.
you need to like chill out some.
I take the paper and I hand it to Susan.
Okay.
She seems like she cares about paper. Like a lot.
Yep.
Reads it.
As you guys are kind of at the exit, about to leave, you unfold this paper, and there's the kind of unfolds like a letter, and you only see one very large, like very strange arcane drawing on it that begins glowing red before, just with a thunderous detonation, is going to explode.
It's spell magic.
And it is going to basically detonate and collapse the entire room that you guys are standing in.
Does it like, kill us, or does it just do?
I didn't do this. We had
That's right. The
anonymous
Doom stuff.
donations made sure that you guys can't walk out of here alive.
Dang.
So
We
as
have
I
to fight
die,
on death.
and everything explodes, a little arm pops out.
And just
It's like a
push-
skeleton arm, and it starts digging a hole, and then Billy jumps into
just
it.
pushes
and then
the rocks
closes
over
back
yourself.
up.
Yay! I'm so glad to see that.
I like to believe that Wesley the Fourth, which was the weasel she was
Oh,
training,
no.
comes along, digs in the hole, pulls out her notes, puts them in his mouth, and runs back to the bureau because she has trained them.
Well trained.
Oh man. And just in time for midnight, that is where we're going to end it for tonight for this session.
I'm gonna find out who
man.
it was in my chat that did that.
I don't know who it was. It was anonymous.
That was awesome.
So, guys, that is the end of the first little one-shot, aka a coming attraction, our first game of Dicember. Guys, if you are hanging out with us in chat, let us know what you thought of this game, if you enjoyed hanging out with us, if you had a good time. We love hearing from you guys in chat. Please, I want to hear everything from you guys. Tell us what you thought. Tell us all your thoughts and feelings. I, myself, am going to do what I always do, which is I'm going to go around the table and talk to my amazing players and get some thoughts and impressions and just whether they had a good time or not. I hope they did. So let's go talk to them. Guys, tell me a little bit about what you thought of today's game, the dungeon, the characters, all that stuff, and then of course, who you are and where people can find more of you on the internet. And let's start up in the corner with Megan.
I thought this was awesome. I usually don't like dungeon crawls very much, but this was fun.
So fun.
I liked that it was a fun dungeon, and I liked that we had a Scooby-Doo ending. That was awesome. But, for those people who didn't see at the beginning, I'm a psychologist. I work out of Charlotte, North Carolina at Southeast Psych, and I use D&D therapeutically. And I also DM a game on once a month on Sundays called Clinical Role, where other psychologists and therapists who are big-time geeks play D&D. So
Awesome.
And-
Do you have if you want, you can drop a link to that, or you can post a link to it, and I'll put it in chat if you want, so everyone can check that stuff out. Thank you, Meerkat, for the cheers. I'm gonna go back and read all the donations and the follows and the cheers and stuff. There was so much stuff to go through. Oh my god. But absolutely, guys, make sure you check out all of. I'm looking for if you let me know if you posted it somewhere so I can find it.
Yeah, I'll put my Twitter handle on there.
Cool. Guys, make sure you go follow Megan. It is, we'll put this in chat. Go show her some love. Thank her, of course, for being here. A fantastic sport and a ton of fun. And check out all the amazing stuff that she does. Under her, of course, we have Lauren hanging out with us.
Hi. It was a lot of fun. I have a soft spot for dungeon crawls because sometimes I enjoy the ridiculous not predictability, but like the like I go through a door, what's gonna come out this time? And I always enjoy seeing how people play with the tropes of a dungeon and a delightfully satisfying Scooby-Doo ending. I'm a little sad I didn't get to use the thunder and lightning rod only because it would have been a lot of damage, but
it's a 3-hour game, and the chat decided to overload us with magic items and things that would never ever get used. So I don't know. I'm not that good of a DM.
They do that. It's cool. It's cool. But no, it was a lot of fun, and you're a lovely group of players. So I'm glad I got to hang out with all of you guys. You can find me playing many other RPGs. I GM. We're on a break, but I GM Stars Without Number game on Wednesday nights. I'm a player in a Buffy the Vampire Slayer themed game on Sundays with Maggie. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
And then I'm going to be in an anime style game coming up on Wednesday nights during our break, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then I also stream on my own channel and make cosplay. Don't have enough to do with my time.
Oh, man. Well, guys, make sure you go follow Lauren. Go check out all of the content that she does, both on her channel and on Geek Space. A ton of fun, some amazing stuff over there, amazing people, amazing cosplay, man. I am always impressed every time I go hang out with her. And, of course, show her some love. Make sure you thank her for being here, and thank her for being awesome.
Good today.
Back up in the corner, we have Darcy. What did you think of today?
Dang, this is incredible. I love the characters. I love the setup. The Scooby-Doo ending couldn't have been better. And then, except that it was, because we were all horribly doomed from the start. So that feeds everything I want out of a game beautifully. So that was really fun. I loved interacting with the chat. Thank you, everybody who turned out. That was such a fun interaction, especially since I couldn't speak for most of the game unless it was time, which was very hard. So it was nice that you guys were helping me out with the rhymes. So thank you. That was beautiful. You can find me lots of places. I'm usually at Darcy L. Ross, which is like my Twitter handle, which is written on here. I'm also going to be GMing independently an Invisible Sun game, which is a game of surreal fantasy with some really, really talented performers in Chicago with the One Shot podcast. And so we're crowdfunding right now to just be able to pay for performers and get some sets and hopefully costumes, which I know nothing about cosplay, but like I appreciate them from afar. So hopefully we'll be able to raise a little money and be able to get like costume characters out, which would be really fun. So that's another thing I'm doing. And hopefully Monte Cook Games may be running one of our games out for the charity as well. So Numenera is kind of my jam. It's science.
I love Numenera.
Weird magic. Yay! Oh man, I should talk to you guys about being players. But
yeah, I played on a campaign before and it was really fun.
I've never gotten to play Numenera before.
Know more about it.
So I love this crew. If we could get you guys together again, that would make me very happy. But
it's a lot of fun.
Oh, man. Well, guys, go check out Darcy on Twitter, of course. Make sure you show her some love and thank her for being here. And, of course, show the Monte Cook Games crew some amazing support because they have been supporting us during for this charity event, and you guys should definitely check out their product. Always amazing stuff there. I am super, super into Invisible Sun, even though I'll never get a chance to play it because, you know, that's just how things go. I can't afford the box, but... You know, still amazing stuff, guys. Go check it out. Go show them some love, and thank you for being here, of course. And last but never least, the amazing Maggie. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
This was super, super duper fun. I really enjoyed it. I loved playing like a rogue and like actually I haven't gotten to see a lot of traps in games anymore because a lot of people don't do like
people don't do it anymore, yeah.
Dungeon like stuff, but I love puzzles and traps. Like there's so much fun. So I really enjoyed it, and it was kind of a cool theme setting for us because everyone was here trying to like we thought we were here for, you know, to inspect this place. But were we really?
So yeah, I really had fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So thank you guys so much for being amazing cast, and of course, Ask Ren for being an amazing DM. It was really fun. And if you guys want to check out all my stuff, you can go to margaretcrone.com. I have Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. I'm Margaret Crone everywhere. It's super easy to find me. For my day job, I'm at NCSoft, and we just launched an expansion called Dawn of the Lost Continent for Blade and Soul, so you should check that out if you're into MMOs. And on the other side, I stream pretty much every day. I'm on all kinds of channels, playing tons of tabletop gaming, and on my channel, I do a lot of crafty stuff, so similar to Random Tuesday, I'm doing cosplay stuff as well as just like a bunch of other things. So if you guys want to tune into that, check it out. I'd love to see you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being here. An absolute pleasure having you. I just want to, these are some of the people that I have been friends with for a long time, and it is an honor getting a chance to finally play D&D with them, because that's one of the things that happens, unfortunately, in the streaming world, is there's so many awesome people, and you don't never get a chance to play with all the great people that you wish you could. So I'm super glad that we got a chance to do this, and thank you so much, chat, for being here, guys. You have been amazing tonight. So let me just hit up Streamlabs.
We went over the goal.
Yeah, let me just hit up Streamlabs
Yeah.
and go through some of the things that happened tonight. First of all, this is just on the personal level, because this doesn't actually, this is for helping me pay my own bills and help me keep all of this streaming running. We went from 19 subscriptions at the like 3 and maybe 4 hours ago to 70 subscribers.
What?
Oh my gosh.
I think most of
That's
them
amazing.
were from Talhood. So
That's-
gifting every, like, I literally, okay, we had an average of about 80 people in chat, so he basically subscribed everyone that was watching, which is fucking amazing. Thank you guys so much. The amazing generosity. Thank you. I have some giveaways that I have to run. I am like obligated because I put them on screen. While I'm doing this, guys, if you want, make sure you type !dice in chat, and you can win the first set of dice. And we're gonna get that drawn in just a second. But we also, I can't even read out all these things. Finley Shards with a $500 donation. Anonymous with a $400 donation. Finley with another $120. Gee, I can't. There's too much here. We raised, guys. You guys are so amazing. Our goal for the month was $2,000. We raised $2,189.69 in 4 hours.
Thank
In
you so
4
much.
hours.
Oh my gosh.
For the kids.
And
For
that's
the
all.
kids.
That is all for the amazing kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And guys, this is not the end of the event. We have so much more charity coming for the at the month. We have awesome games with amazing casts coming to you. We have charity games. We have community games. All that stuff is being run by the amazing people in our community, and I hope you guys will come out and support more of it, because this has been amazing. So let's keep the hype. Let's make this event bigger than any of us could have ever possibly imagined, and then let's make St. Jude's proud. I want to tell you guys, I'm gonna have to, after this stream, I'm gonna have to collate everyone's name and what they donated, because if you guys remember, every $10 donated to the charity is getting you one raffle ticket to win one of the amazing prize, something from the amazing prize pool we have. I pulled out some of the stuff with me. Aside from like millions of sets of dice, we have, what do we have? We have Wormwood stuff. I have dice boxes. I have dice vaults, rolling trays. I have books. We have D&D books. We have shiny third-party books from my friends over at Jetpack 7. We have Xanthar's guides. I have Pathfinder books. I have Starfinder books. We have what do we have? Blades in the Dark collector's editions. We have Elderwood Academy dice boxes. We have Geeks Guild heart pins like these. We have dice, metal dice, all kinds of stuff. And just more stuff is being added all the time. Cantrip Candles just sent me a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't even unboxed yet. We have a ton of dice coming in from Easy Roller. And of course, I want to give a huge thank. Monty Cook Games has sent us some stuff. We're excited to get that. Elderwood Academy just sent me a whole nother box of these things to give away.
Wow.
We have been.
Those are cool.
These are amazing.
That's
I
so
love these
cool.
so much. These are our custom hex chests, and we have been giving these out. I'm actually going to give one of these out tonight, but Elderwood, being one of our sponsors, has provided us with a bunch of these. If you want your own, by the way, you can go to Elderwood Academy site. Keep pulling this thing out and buy your own. You just make sure you type exploding dice into the note, and they will set you up with that. just a ton of stuff that you guys can win, and that's all for everyone who donates. That's so, to help you guys, oh, by the way, I can't even show it on camera. I have Epicshaven, a company out of Denmark, sent me gigantic like resin pre-painted, ready to go resin terrain, an entire guard tower, a tavern, and a huge battle mat, all that stuff. We have Wizards minis, we have all kinds of other stuff. It's just amazing, and you guys can win all of it. You get it out of my house, please. It's clogging up a room over there.
Take it all.
So let's go ahead and announce the winner. Close out the winner of this giveaway, and pick a winner here. This is for the first dice set. We have another thing. I'm going to I'm gonna pick a winner. Actually, I'm gonna pick them all from the people who have entered here. So for the people that want to win. So the first thing that I said that we were giving away was going to be a dice set. So the second set is going to be a cloth map. The third is going to be an Elderwood box. So first and foremost, for the dice giveaway, it is going to be Dice Thulu. Did you not? Oh, Rourke 9, you have won a dice set. All you gotta do, congrats, man. Get in touch with me. Send me a message here on Twitch, and
Rourke
we will
is
send
awesome.
you the
I'm
information.
so happy.
Absolutely, we're gonna get you an awesome set of dice for that. So who is gonna win the cloth map? Let's get another one here going for the cloth map. MTL Snowman, you are going to get yourselves. I wish I had it with me. It's actually in the other room. A Yawning Portal Tomb of Horrors cloth map from Wizards of the Coast. That is all yours, my friend. Thank you so much. I'm gonna send that out with you. To you, maybe with some extra goodies, because why not? And last but not least, someone is going to win one of these Elderwood boxes, and that is going to be Paladin Hulk. You are the winner of your very own Exploding Dice Elderwood Hex Chest. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. I am completely blown away, and this has been one of the coolest things, the coolest nights of streaming that I've had in a very, very long time.
And that was an incredible jamming and running a charity stream. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Freaking round of applause.
Seriously, this
was
was
how
awesome.
you put this together is very impressive.
Not a lot of sleeping. That's basically.
Sleep.
Oh man. Well, thank you so much. I really don't know how to close things out here in any kind of grand fashion. I just know that all of us are probably pretty tired, and we have to go do our own things. We have more charity coming at you. I just want to give some shout outs for the channel. If this is your first time here, guys, welcome. Welcome to Exploding Dice. My name is Asker, and I'm the host and dungeon master here on the Exploding Dice channel, where we have an entire week of role-playing game content for you. Our week usually starts on Tuesdays, where we have Fuzzy Dice, the Dungeon Master talk show, where I hang out with the coolest people in the nerd community, like these two. These two have hung out with me before. It's nerd celebrities and other amazing content creators come and hang out, and live questions and answers, and it's a ton of fun every Tuesday. I have some crazy guests that are coming up, and even though it went on hiatus for December, you guys are gonna love what's coming. Wednesdays, of course, we have The Daubers, our little whimsical fantasy family-friendly adventure that is run by Mr. Splattered Inc. He is the creator of the world there, and it is just this awesome little fantasy adventure. If you like sort of lighthearted adventures in a fantasy world that's not overly violent and gory, and it's just really really interesting and fun, The Daubers is a great way to do that. It's kind of like a cross between The Hobbit and I don't know, all of the Ralph Bashki Sunday morning cartoons that you used to watch. It's great. I play a rat named Fern. He is a druid, and he is very dirty, and he grows mushrooms on his back.
He's like a good boy.
And he wild shapes into a swarm of rats. It's amazing. Of course, that's Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, you should tune in for the Razor Coast. We were actually vodcasting the back episodes of that before this. Razor Coast is our all-female pirate campaign here, which has been so much fun. The cast of that is amazing. It's a little bit on the dirty side, so if you can't stand the dirty humor, you probably will not have a good time, but if you have a sense of humor, it is a ton of fun. The cast is amazing. Their chemistry is great, and it's just so much fun to do. I'm in love with it. It's a pirate campaign in a cutthroat world, and everything is out to get them. Of course, Fridays we're doing this during this month, but normally Fridays we're off. Saturdays, of course, we have Writhing Moon, our open legend horror campaign at 9 o'clock Eastern. If you like gore and blood and mind-twisting horror, you should definitely come check that out. It's an open legend game, and the cast is just some of the best role players around. And then Sundays at 4 o'clock Eastern, we have the DM's table, which is where me and a bunch of my friends who are Twitch streamers and Dungeon Masters sit around a table and talk about how we can be better DMs and how you can also be better DMs with us. And if you like going to DM school, that's the place to do it. And then, of course, Sunday night, we have Mouseguard, the Dark Spring, with On the Forefront in the Dungeon Master seat. I play with some amazing streamers, and it is hilarious, and it's a ton of fun, and it's heartwarming and dramatic, and it's just it's great. Mouseguard's a great system. That's our week of streaming, guys. All of that content you can enjoy. If you want to get more, just hit that follow button, and if you're already doing, please consider hitting that subscribe button. You get all kinds of cool stuff like natural 20s and inspirations and things that you can give to our players during the game, as well as some cool emotes. Normally I would bump Patreon, but apparently that's going through some stuff, so
Yeah.
don't go to the Patreon link right now. I'm not gonna fault you for that. But please hit the subscribe button if you want to help support the channel and help us do more stuff here. That's pretty much it. I have nothing left to talk about. I've talked about everything under the sun. So why don't we close it out by saying thank you guys once again for joining us. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time. But as always, don't let Dice Thulu get his tentacles on you, because he might pretend to be a lich and then take over his own theme park. We'll see you next time, guys. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Oh, goodness.
A new follower. A new follower.